Ka-ting. Ka-ting. Ka-ting.
What the fuck is he doing?
Ka-ting.
I don't know. What is he ever doing? Can we deal with the problem at hand? The fucking...
What is the problem?
The fucking piss humidifier broke, dude. There's piss everywhere.
Ka-ting.
Good. It fucking reeks in here. It needs to go.
Yeah.
Jerry came in.
Ka-ting.
He's fucking pissed, dude.
Of course he is.
Pissed.
It's a fucking inch of urine.
I turned the humidifier off. I couldn't tell what was smoke and piss air, and I'm trying to get my fire nice and hot, okay?
It's getting out of control. You might want to watch it.
What are you doing, Bones?
It's getting very close to the split seconds.
I'm forging a fucking knife, dude.
Oh my god.
Ka-ting.
Did you watch the fucking Discovery
Ka-ting.
Channel again this weekend?
Ka-ting.
There are knives everywhere.
Ka-ting.
Just pick one up.
I'm
Pick one
preparing
up.
myself. You guys don't understand Warhammer. All right?
God damn it.
Flames,
Ting.
bro. Flames.
Wait,
I know. I'm trying to get it fucking hot.
You're making a knife?
I'm forging.
It
For
smells like
Warhammer?
fucking piss
Ka-ting.
and burnt plastic in here.
Ka-ting.
And
That's
Kron,
Ka-ting.
you're gonna burn your hair. Stop. I don't need that smell either.
Quite honestly, I think 80% of the piss smell is Kron. The guy's been pissing himself for 3 weeks now.
For some reason,
we got
he
the
gets
So,
all
and
excited.
I have a fire going, and that's a problem.
You said
Okay,
if I piss, the
agree.
humidifier nullifies it.
Ka-ting.
You are the most pissy smell.
Ka-ting.
Here.
Yeah.
Ka-ting. Yeah, I
Bones-
smell like fucking musk and smoke and man and fucking fire and rawness.
And plastic.
Yeah. Why are you making... Is that for a figurine in Warhammer? They're a fucking inch tall, dude.
No, dude, you don't understand how you progress in Warhammer, all right? I've already killed plenty of men with my bare hands. Next step is knives.
You roll a fucking dice. What are you talking about?
No, you don't understand, okay? This whole time, I thought that the Warhammer coin that I was earning from my sleep streams...
The smash penny I gave you that said Warhammer on it?
It was,
Gotcha.
okay, well, that makes things interesting because... so you're telling me that the fucking human hunting that I've been doing was not Warhammer?
I don't think he should have told us that.
I think it kind of is and isn't Warhammer. I mean, I think you got the idea of Warhammer, but
Dude, you can't be going surviving the game on us. Like,
the execution
can't do that.
of Warhammer, I think, is wrong.
But okay. I don't know what's real and what's not anymore, dudes. When I am awake, I'm fucking forging and killing people, and in my dreams, I'm forging and killing people. I don't know what...
do you think maybe we need to stop this whole streaming people sleeping?
I know we need to stop
Night business.
cron streams into the humidifier.
I think all of this will stop, including cron streams.
Currently going. Just... This is the last one, I swear.
There's still
Okay, can this be the last knife I make? Because,
Dude,
like,
shake it, dude.
it's pretty great.
Nope. I'm not shaking it.
If you don't fucking shake it, I'm going to cauterize it with the tip of this fucking hot steel.
I like to squeeze at the base and roll forward. I don't shake.
By the way, I found this steel, like, I think it might have been holding up a wall in the back, so
God damn it.
move slowly.
Dan, push all the
Ka-ting.
VHS
Ka-ting.
away from that wall.
I'm telling you, the split seconds are going in a
Ting.
split second over here. Jerry
Ting.
came in. I'm telling you guys, he's fucking pissed.
Ting.
All this needs to stop. We're
Ka-ting.
done.
Let Jerry come in here and see my fucking knife. He'll be so
Stop.
fucking impressed. He won't do shit.
Stop.
I'll fucking slice his ass. I'm not afraid of him anymore.
He can hear you right now.
Season 2 Bones don't give a fuck. I dreamed away all my worries and anxieties, baby.
Jerry,
Fucking-
if you're listening,
I am
he has
fucking Warhammer, you
sleep
understand?
deprived.
I am
Sleep deprived.
Fucking Warhammer. And you guys could be fucking Warhammers too. If you started taking life a little less seriously. You understand?
Dude, he has
You
lost
started-
it these last few
You
weeks.
started realizing that nobody's your friend. Everybody's an enemy. Everybody's a fucking sweeper.
Is that a class or
Ting.
something?
Speaking of sweeping,
Ting.
how about sweeping those coals away
Ting.
from those split seconds?
Ting.
And sweep up all the piss while
Ting.
you're at it. It's disgusting.
No, that's you. You're doing that.
Nope.
So we're putting an end to this tonight. This is it. The last knife has been forged. The
Not
last
done
pea-
yet. It's not done yet.
You can
Oh,
finish
shit.
it. Finish it.
The last knife?
Ting.
That sounds epic as hell, dude.
Ting.
Yeah. We're going to do it.
Ting.
Does
You know
anybody have a movie we can watch tonight?
I got a fucking idea. I got the you speak of last knife. I got the fucking last knife fight to end all knife fights.
Oh, shit.
This week on 5 Day Rentals, The Hunted. All right, welcome to 5 Day Rentals, the video store podcast, where each week one of us takes a crack at picking a flick that we think meets a fun, non-genre specific category. I am Bones. This is the last entry into Cat and Mouse. I'm joined, as always, by Laundry Dan and Cron Howard. Dudes, how are you?
What's
Fucking
up?
Slipping through the system, baby. On the run.
You haven't been swept yet?
Not me.
Just saving wolves over here, dude.
Cron the unsweepable. Dan Wolf's best friend.
Fuck yeah, right? Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Don't even bite me.
My best friends. Would you guys come after me if I turned crazy?
I mean, I let you go for like
Because I might be
six months.
crazy. So maybe you could end it.
I think,
Anybody is crazy to keep this up for 3 years.
That's true.
I think I would, but it wouldn't last very long. It wouldn't be in a good movie, if that's what we're getting to.
You saying because you'd kill him so quickly, or you couldn't fucking find him?
No. He'd be done.
But
Kron's first one dead.
yeah, 100%.
He doesn't even know
To
I'm
be
coming
fair,
after him.
To be fair,
You don't see him coming.
Cron, you
You're
just
dead.
said you've evaded all the sweepers that are after you. You start coming after me, you're going to start making waves.
Okay,
You're
Cron,
gonna be able to find
you're
me.
dead as soon as we step out of the Forerunner, dude.
I think there's some skill overlap in hiding and hunting.
I know that Dan is such a Toyota dude that even in this fake scenario, he's driving like a brand new Forerunner. Like,
Like 89.
yeah, you got to pick up on the real life in 5 Day Rentals, folks. Listen closely, it's there. Dan, this was your category, Cat and Mouse. Our first category of season 2. I think it's been pretty fucking good.
It's a sweet category. I think it's come together very well.
Right on. You brought us Mute Witness. I will tell you this, Dan, somebody I know in my personal life, I advised them to seek out Mute Witness. I said, hey, we just released an episode on this movie. It's on YouTube. You should check it out. Next day, first thing the guy comes up, says,
Thank you for the movie recommendation, Bones.
Yeah. No, he goes, 3.5, man, a little low. I think I'd be at least a 4. Starts praising Mute Witness. Starts saying it's an absolute bummer that that director got sort of shafted. Mentioned that he listened to the podcast. He did not tell me whether or not he enjoyed the episode. He skimmed past that just to start praising the movie, that's why we're here, right? Not really.
Hey.
I tell people you come for the bits. We're not remotely good at assessing movies, but so good job, Dan. You're bringing Mute Witness to the people just in time for that Arrow release. And Cron, last week you brought us Hannibal.
You got it, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long app, long movie.
Very long app. Guys, I want to get something out of the way. It was complete. Hold on. Be real for a second, man. Open up.
I'm open.
The people expect a little sensitivity when it's a Bones episode. And by that, I mean they go, oh, they figured out the algorithm by this point. Oh, Dan went, Kron went. Let me skip this week. So nobody's listening. I can get sensitive. I was going to pick Hannibal. That was my selection for Cat and Mouse. Kron, you swept it right away from me. Grateful I didn't have to do notes on it. Grateful, like Dan said, I basically get a 2-for-1 for this category. The Hunted was my alternate. So I think I selected this a few days before we heard the upsetting news that director William Friedkin passed away this week. So I'm not going to give like a little obituary. I'm just going to say the guy was a movie psycho in like the great sense of the word. Like, he's the type of person that you want making art, because if he was a fucking criminal, he would be a drug kingpin. That's like, he would be whatever he was going to put his mind to, he was going to just be an absolute master at it. So hats off to William Friedkin. Made some banger ass movies.
Yeah, and I just want to say I can't wait to see who you kill next month by picking their movie.
I'm going to pick Tower Heist.
Damn it, Damien Chazelle's going down.
Good luck fitting it into the non-Towers category. It's coming up.
William Friedkin, a man who freaking loved movies till the day he left us. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And also just a fun guy to watch his interviews of. Like, even if you, I don't know, like if you've only seen The Exorcist, just go punch into YouTube freaking interview and you'll be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
Many times over.
He suffered no fools.
Was not afraid to talk about his films at all.
Hey, if you can back it up, which he could, I'm not saying every one of his movies was a masterpiece, but I feel
they
like
all have something in them.
Yeah.
It's sad news, but I think this actually is going to help this show, because does this not certify The Exorcist Believer as a 2-day rental now? Has to.
He had nothing to do with that, so
we don't know that.
He has a new movie coming out.
Yeah, we could just cover that, Tim.
We could just do the freaking movie.
Yeah. Also, I think it is a very Friedkin thing, Dan, to say, yeah, his death is probably good for our show. So before people are like, hey, that's offensive, man. No, that's the exact type of shit that Friedkin would say.
Jade and Sorcerer are now available.
All right, so speaking of Friedkin, The Hunted, 2003. You fellers seen this before?
Never.
A few times.
All right. Was it anything that like you were expecting, Kron?
In a way, I guess. I mean, there's like a car part, but I mean, basically, it's just a big chase. It's just a big chase movie. Like, that's really what it is. Mm-hmm. I mean, I kind of expect Friedkin to do a chase at some point, so. And he's fucking good at him, so. Yeah, I think based on like Friedkin, two guys hunting each other movie, I got about what I expected.
Dan, how was your rewatch?
Easy breezy as usual. Yeah, I enjoy The Hunted.
Did you how much research did you do for this bad boy?
I got a few things.
Okay. Did you watch any actual like? Because the last 2 weeks have been like relatively modern in the era of like a lot of behind the scenes footage. I was surprised at how much there was of The Hunted. Be interested at the end of this episode to talk about some of the trials and tribulations they went through making this. Now they had to kind of piece some stuff together.
You might have more than me.
Oh, okay. Well, I will tell you this. The car chase, from my understanding, is just like, there's going to be a car chase. That's all they know. They're already shooting. And the producers, stunt teams, they're asking Friedkin, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And Friedkin's like, I don't know, I'll figure something out. And then comes back the next day and he's like, I figured it out. We're doing gridlock. I've done speed. I've done panic. Like, who's ever done a chase in the middle of gridlock? And, well, I'm not going to say it's like the best car chase ever. It is an interesting take on it. It is.
I think Jade have some gridlock though?
It does.
Jade is like a 2 mile an hour chase. I like this version of the traffic chase a lot better than the Jade chase.
The Jade chase is like 3 acts, right? You've got the hills, you've got that, you slow down in the parade, and then you've got that slow stalking on the docks there. Yeah. This is just like, it's counterintuitive to the character, who is a sneaky assassin, that whenever he gets behind the wheel of a car, he's a terrible driver and just slams through shit. I think that's an interesting take.
I can make a knife. I can't drive a car.
It's kind of like brute forcing your way through a car chase.
Yeah. It's fucking cool.
William
All right, dudes.
Friedkin, second director to have 3 movies covered by 5 Day Rentals.
I'm pretty sure he's going to have some more, too.
Does Carpenter have 3? Prince of Darkness,
Big Trouble,
and The Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Walter Hill.
I only picked 2 of those.
Fucking 3-pack a day. Carpenter outlived William Friedkin.
Not even the Shroud of Turin could save him.
All right, guys, before we jump in this, per the new way of doing this, guys, rate my letterbox.
At the time of our review for The Hunted from 2003, directed by Mr. William Friedkin, Letterboxd user rating is sitting at a 3.1.
Bones. For you, I'm going to guess a 4.0.
Bones, I going for you a 3.5.
All right. And I will play at the end of the episode. All right. Guys, you ready?
Let's hit it.
This thing fucking cooks, man.
It does. I was surprised by that. Like, I think the first time I paused this movie, I literally had like 11 minutes left. And I was like, oh shit. Like, movie just zipped.
God said to Abraham, kill me a son. Abe says, man, you must be putting me on. God say, no. Abe say, what? God say, you can do what you want, Abe, but the next time you see me coming, you better run. Abe says, where do you want this killing done? And God says, out on Highway 61. We got the eyes of Benicio del Toro.
I don't live anywhere close to that, though.
I know. That's why you got to figure it out. Get your ass there. It's the word of God,
so I got to fucking drive to Highway 61.
Get your ass to Highway 61.
Well, 61 probably runs north-south. So you're probably going to have to take an even-numbered highway to that one. Right? Isn't that how the national fucking highway system works?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I got to do a letter to get to a number, to get to 2 numbers.
Yeah,
to get to an I.
Rename them all. Start at 1, somewhere up in Maine.
Yeah,
work your way across.
So you know, like if it's 15, you're like, oh, that's the Midwest.
I think they already kind of did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the U.S. interstate system, I think there is like a east-west.
Isn't like California like the 401 or some shit?
I thought it was the 101.
Whatever.
I don't know. Why don't you
So you're saying we only
assign
got
our California
101?
person to tell us?
California person, you know who you are. Let us know.
It doesn't matter. This is the type of stuff that is going to get you in trouble with God. Like, fucking plug in Highway 61, load your son up into the car, and get out there. Because
I
you
did
have got to
see
prove
that this was the last Johnny Cash performance.
Yeah.
And I was like, did I miss him in there?
He does the intro.
he just does that.
and the
voiceover.
outro.
He didn't fucking act.
Yeah, he did. That's
So-
acting, bro.
So what?
He read that.
Clooney didn't act in Fantastic Mr. Fox? What are we saying, Dan?
No, he had a... I don't know.
You saying Kevin Spacey didn't act in Moon?
Hal, turn off the computer.
All right, we've got the eyes of Benicio del Toro. We're in Kosovo. It's 1999. The Serbs have taken over an Albanian village. This is not a war, dudes. It's a fucking slaughter. Del Toro is
Punch
playing
John Rambo.
Sergeant First Class Aaron Hallam. He's ordered to infiltrate a mosque that houses a Serbian commander. This is the third village in a week that this Serbian commander has invaded and slaughtered.
He's cranking off to that propaganda poster, is he not?
Yeah, I think
He's staring at it pretty hard.
he's got them in every single room.
I
And
was like,
sometimes
yeah, damn, dude.
they look like fucking Shepard Fairey put them up. There's like 20 of them in a row.
Well, it's like Dan's Man Cave and 5DR posters. Like, you're just like proud of your work, right? This is cool. There you go. So he's pointing at it.
There's one on yours right behind you.
Yep. Dudes,
Huh?
we're getting
Nah.
gnarly fucking explosions here. There's definitely a mix of practical and digital.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes Thunder in Paradise look like the shit it is.
Yeah.
Don't you talk like that.
There are literally like 20 explosions in the first 8 seconds of this movie.
It just proves that NATO fucking sucks and can't hit anything.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
are we
they're trying
paying
not
all
to hit-
this
they're
money?
trying not to hit there, guys. Okay. So we've got this infiltration squad. I don't think Hallam is the commanding officer. He is basically just the point man for this crew. There's like 4 other guys with him. Guys giving Hallam like, hey, this is the guy we're going for. Head in. We'll give cover fire. So Hallam, he's all blacked out. He advances. We've got more explosions, gunfire, screams. Like, these Serbs are killing Albanians by the dozens. They are lining them up, executing them. They seem to be leaving the children. Hallam is bouncing through there, through columns, through rubble. He's pretending to be dead next to dead bodies as soldiers are walking by. You get this weird, like, Fidel Castro lookalike who rides. He's like riding on a bike and he waves at the camera. I'm wondering if that. I haven't got to this chapter. I was trying my best to catch up in the Friedkin connection to see what he says about the hunted, but I
Carl,
paused
did you get there?
because I gotta.
No, I just started listening to it like this week while I was driving. So I think I'm like not even to his first movie. I'm still in all of his childhood and getting jobs and shit like that.
It takes a while, but it's interesting. It's his TV career. I really enjoyed the section on that.
Some of the later stuff in the book, though, is like pretty short because I have the print copy, and when we did Jade, it's literally like 2 pages. So I don't know how much they'll have on the hunted.
Yeah, I think Exorcist gets the most.
Sorcerer had a pretty meaty write-up. So
It's decent. Brink's job is really quick. Well, French Connection might give Exorcist. That might be questionable, but I paused because he's right about to get in To Live and Die in L.A. And I want to watch that. Anyway, But I want to know what this Fidel Castro thing is. It's too weird not to. Like, knowing Friedkin, it's like he was the explosive guy, and I told him you look like Fidel Castro, and he didn't speak English, and I don't know, he rode a bike to work or some shit, you know?
He just waved. I left it in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
They didn't even ask him to do it. He was just leaving for the day.
Yeah. He's, aside from all the people that he's seen killed, he's seeing, like, a lot of, like, individual kids. He sees this one girl walking over, like, a lobby full of dead bodies, picking up, like, kind of taking comfort in, like, a bloody stuffed animal and shit while he's, like, working his way through. He does this really cool headfirst rappel kind of into the basement of this mosque, comes up behind some guys. So he manages to get all the way in this thing without being seen. At one point, his team actually gives him some cover, so, like, creating a distraction so he can get in. So he gets right up on this Serbian commander. He hangs out for a second.
Want to make you play Metal Gear?
I was never that big of a Metal Gear guy. I might try.
Yeah, dude.
I might try again with that collection coming out, but
I think the collection's already out.
is it?
Mm-hmm.
You mean like at the time of this release or the time of this record?
At the time of this record,
Okay.
I believe, because I looked it up. I just finally hooked everything up back in my office, and that's the first thing I looked up.
Nice.
So
I'm on.
we're thinking about some fucking Metal Gear.
Mhm.
I'm on turn 483 of a Civ 6 game, and there's so much on the map that the PS5 is crashing every 2 turns. So I pretty much won the game, but just out of fucking sheer will, I need to see this thing through.
Dude, it's like in fucking Pac-Man when you get to the kill screen or what, you know, like it just turns into letters and shit and wipes the game.
All right, the Serbian commander, he's telling one of his soldiers that he wants no mercy for Albanians. The West cannot solve this. Fuck NATO. Fuck these Albanians. He says, they fucked our mothers. We will fuck theirs. Soldier takes off. Hallam has his opportunity. He immediately attacks his commander. The commander's pretty defenseless against Hallam's blade, which Hallam takes to his throat multiple times. So
I figured it'd be a little more stealthy, but he kind of just runs right the fuck up on him.
he's confident in his fucking skills, man.
I think the stealth part is getting there undetected.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been easier.
I think from a cinematic thing, it was kind of important for him to be face to face to him. Because like you said, he probably could have waited until he turned around, came up and just sliced his throat or something, but
this is our PTSD for all of what's about to happen.
Yeah. All right. Mission's over. We got a secret medal ceremony. Hallam is given the Silver Star. The night terrors are starting. He starts seeing the events of Kosovo play over and over as he tries to sleep. He's covered in sweat. Can't drown out these screams.
Dude, worst barrack room ever, bro. It's like a dark room with like 4 beds and just a spotlight under it.
Yeah, this guy's like a sergeant first class. He can't get a
It should be having like a nice
full-size
apartment.
bed. Yeah.
Well, also just drag your bed away from the spotlight, from the one light in the building.
Very
How can
apocalypse.
you sleep like that?
Yeah. Are we meant to take it like he's in some NATO bunker in Kosovo or something still?
I thought it was more just like an effect for the movie to have everything dark around him and only he's illuminated.
That's what it is. Yeah. All right, dudes.
Real quick, do you guys think do you think the movie would have been better without the opening in a way? Because I feel like the whole rest of the movie is like one thing, and that's the only part of it that sticks out as like separate time, separate area.
No, I think the movie's better with this.
I could see them like mixing in flashbacks or something throughout. You know, like you get little glimpses of stuff throughout. Like that could be a way to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of like that it's out of the way already.
Yeah, I think it would kill the flow.
That's true too.
I think it could be a little shorter, maybe.
This?
Yeah, the opening.
Oh, this thing takes like 8 minutes, man.
Well, it could have been 7.
Okay,
Well, it
fair
could have
enough.
been
We
6.
could have cut out Fidel Castro. And I guess he could have killed him faster. You know.
It just seems like the whole
His special ops.
I don't know. I was going back and forth on it of like, do I like the opening or not?
I think it shows a lot of his skills.
It shows you why the rest of the movie happens, but
Yep.
I don't know. There's something about like if you just started with this next scene, like that would be cool too.
I don't know. Let's think about that as I take us through this story further. We're in British Columbia, the snowy forests. We got
That's
Tommy
Canada.
Lee Jones. Yeah, it sure is Canada. Hope I didn't
Sorry.
mispronounce anything. Tommy Lee Jones, he's running through the woods. He's tracking something that's bleeding. We see this poor little white wolf limping, leaving the blood trail.
Good thing it wasn't his wife.
Yeah. Jones catches up. He attempts to help the wolf. He frees him from the snare. It's cutting into the wolf's paw.
Dude, is
He
this
also-
a metaphor for his wife? Oh,
No.
shit.
No.
Whoa, shit,
Whoa.
dude. There's a part where he picks up like a bunch of moss and puts it in his mouth.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Yep.
He uses it, but at first I was like, I guess this dude's just loading up on some vitamins and minerals before he helps this wolf out.
Mm-hmm. He's just preparing it in case the wolf bites him. He's ready to. But as we've discussed on this podcast, fucking dog spit is like antiseptic, dude.
You think he would be better to face the wolves than the gray than Liam Neeson?
See, the difference is Liam's out to kill the wolves. That's his fucking job. Tommy Lee Jones,
If a wolf turns,
he's not a killer.
I think TLJ is taking out that wolf.
I might pick Tommy Lee Jones over Neeson in most categories, like
Yeah.
just in general.
Well, I can take both of them, so that's tricky. I don't know which one
Whoa, dude.
would be harder.
I agree you can take Liam Neeson. TLJ. I don't know.
He's got those fucking beach kite ears, dude.
Did you see him in this
I
movie?
get a hold of one of those. He's pretty fucking good in this movie.
He's old as fuck.
He's old as fuck, and he is pulling this shit off.
He's crawling like a wolf through
He
the
might
fucking
be
woods.
He's up there for my favorite actors that we've covered on the podcast. I think he is one of just the most believable, like, effortless actors, and especially in this movie. But let's keep going. So like Kron said, as he's helping this wolf, he digs through some snow, gets down to some moss, starts chewing on it. He pulls the snare off the wolf, calms him down, whatever, like the pack that he made in his mouth, some sort of antiseptic or relief, something to kind of help pack and stop the blood, I guess. He mashes it on this wolf's paw, lets the guy go. Cut to Jones walking into a bar. Now, this is done in like 3 shots, and it is fucking incredible. He walks in a bar. He calls out if anyone has the initials JW. Some dude says, yeah. Jones walks over to him and says, is this your snare? The guy's like, yeah. Jones immediately wraps the snare around the dude's neck and slams his head into this table. The bigger guy at the table, like across from the table, stands up. Jones just fucking points at him, stops the guy in his tracks and says, no more snares on wolves, guys, and fucking walks out.
It's real cool. It's fucking cool as hell.
Fucking cool. Yeah.
The shot, too, of that guy's head hitting the table is like, I don't know how they did it. It looks real. And he's like instantly out. As soon as he touches the table, he's just like not getting up.
Yeah, I say he doesn't get back up.
It is. I mean, it is. It might be faster than the pencil trick from The Dark Knight. Like him opening the door to the cut to the next scene is maybe 20 seconds, 25 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Silver Falls, Oregon. We've got 2 hunters. Kron, do you recognize one of these guys?
Taggart.
You piece of shit. All right. 2 hunters.
That guy, I was just watching something that had him in it as well, and I can't remember.
CSI Miami?
It wasn't that. It was a movie.
All right. They're tracking some deer. They think they have it in their sights, but they also maybe see something else through their scopes. They head a little further into the woods, over a river.
What are those scopes? It looks like they're down to like a pinpoint on the front of it.
High-powered.
Yeah. I think they're super high powered. It's maybe like a glare thing, so it doesn't give off a bunch of glare.
Gotcha.
And maybe because it's so small, like it can focus light more.
Maybe it's a wet environment.
Yeah.
Fog, maybe.
There's a lot of
Moisture.
That's a good idea. We're figuring it out here.
Did anybody get the impression that maybe Del Toro hired these guys to try to kill him?
No, that's not what I thought you were going to ask. That did not cross my mind, and I don't know why you thought that. What were you going to say, Kron?
Yeah, I did not get that impression either.
Because he's talking to him like, kind of like, I don't know. He's chatting with him as they're trying to find him.
All right, let me get a few sentences in, and then we'll discuss this on what this might be. All right, so I believe we actually see the titular Silver Falls. These guys walk past. Looks pretty awesome. The hunters slowly step across some logs, and they hear, "You need all that equipment to kill the deer? That's how we make sure they're dead. When you kill with your hands, there is a reverence. What's your weapon?" It's fucking Hallam. He steps from behind a tree, flips his knife out. It's pretty dope. Fucking tosses it right into a tree behind him. The hunters aren't taking any shit. They start looking for Hallam immediately. Hallam's like, "Your rifle's against my knife?" They laugh this fucking guy off. What the fuck? Hallam sneaks up behind one of them, slices his cheek. The other fires a few shots. The hunt continues. We see Hallam up in a tree. He's also moving so fast, and they pull out some frames, so he's like choppy, which I think is kind of cool. Like it creates that perspective from the hunters, like, where the fuck is this guy?
He got up that tree super quick too. I mean, he's way up there.
Yeah. He then baits one of the hunters who steps over a log, and they snap into a snare and like a drop trap. And I'm pretty sure like they're implying there's not that much of a crunch, but I think maybe this guy breaks his leg and is like,
I could hear the crunch, yeah.
Yeah, then freaking out and trying to pull the snare off.
Kind of looked like it was some, I don't know, like he almost, because of the way he had it set up, like rolled his ankle as soon as he landed or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of pushed his foot out from under him. That's kind of what I thought. Like it, hurt him enough to take him out of commission, basically.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's set up that way so when your foot falls into that hole, it triggers the snare like even harder.
Mm-hmm.
But while this guy's freaking out, we hear the screams of the other guy being stabbed. And then Hallam slowly approaching this guy that's snared. So, Dan, to your point, the fact that these guys are like nonchalantly just talking to some dude that they met 5 miles into the woods, I think what they're going for is the ambiguity of, were they there for him, not just to hunt?
Oh, the sweeper's comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I took it that way. Like, whatever military organization Hallam is involved in, like, he has gone rogue, and they've sent these two guys to, like, you go find Hallam.
Because I don't know from their point of view, if I meet a guy in the middle of the woods, I'm not going to be like, all right, now I'm going to try to kill this guy.
What is this, Penthouse Forum?
It's Taxi Cab Confessions.
Meeting a guy in the middle of the forest.
I'm just saying, if I'm hunting and some dude is fucking with me, I'm not going to be like, all right, I'm going to fucking kill this guy.
Well, the first thing...
All right, I'm going to leave because you're here, obviously.
You ask him, like, oh, are you also dropping a trash bag full of porn here? Like, do I need to go another mile? Like,
and he'll be like, no, I'm burying a fucking puppet.
Oh, okay, shit. Okay.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
I'm out of here, dude.
Stay away.
I'm fucking out.
Dump your Lisa Ann articles elsewhere, dude.
Lisa Ann, 2024.
Are we old enough? Is it time for us to take a trek out into the woods and drop a bunch of porn mags for the next generation?
It's not fun anymore. It's a thumb drive. It's so lame.
You need that.
Do you have one in your house?
You need that tangibility, though, Kron. Even if it's a thumb drive, like, you need something in your hand. Like, what is this? Right?
Yeah, it's called your dick.
That makes your dick better. You understand? It makes playing with your dick better.
What's going to draw their eye to it? I mean, you know, a magazine, that's like a big, bright thing.
You put two little circles and two dots in the circles. The international sign of titties. People be like, there's fucking tits on this. I heard about this.
You just put it in anime or pixel form, and these kids will go off, dude. Do an unboxing of a Playboy. Got to get more views than the actual Playboy.
All right. Let's just all agree to go buy a print porn magazine.
Are we hustler guys now? Are we hustler guys? Yeah?
Might be. Is Penthouse still around?
I don't know, but let's do it.
I don't know what isn't still around.
Which ones show full bush?
Yeah, what? I want hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me... Hustler?
Just go to your bookmarks, Dan. Jesus.
Yeah, it's Hustler magazine.
Quit pretend clicking.
Hustler magazine subscription.
Okay, still exists.
Hustler Beaver Hunt.
Is it digital only, though?
Well, this is Oregon, Dan, so Beaver Hunt is fitting.
Hold your shit, boys. Karan, are we allowed to put porn magazines on the taxes for 5-day rentals?
You could argue that's a business expense.
Well, we are donating it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best deal is print plus digital, $14.50 a month or $29 quarterly. Annually, $70.
That's like a month for free.
Yeah, dude, that's a pretty hardcore savings. All
right, digital only has a free 3-day trial, y'all. But you got to pay 99
One day
cents
for each of us.
Monthly is $9.69.
Gives on first. I don't want your fucking log on sloppy seconds.
Quarterly is $18 for 3 months and $36 for once a year. That's a 69% off discount. Print only.
I see what they did.
Print only is $9.69 a month, $20 every 3 months, or $60 for the year. That's $48.
That's pretty comparable.
Bones, you can screen share me.
What's the $5 difference?
Can I?
What am I losing in the 5?
The digital. You're not getting digital.
Oh, okay.
That's print only pricing.
Okay, thank you. I thought it was like a content thing.
Dan, just sign up for the year. You know you're going to use them.
Yeah. I'll send you my address.
DVD included.
What? Where did you see that?
Where did you see that?
Down there at the bottom, DVD included.
Oh, he scrolled up so fast.
Oh, shit. Yeah, right here.
Is there anywhere Hustler cannot be delivered? Middle of the woods. Let's see if there's an FAQ.
Available in U.S. and Canada only.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Original subscription that began July of 1974. That's American as American can get.
I don't want to get them directly delivered to the woods, Bones. I mean, we at least take a look first.
Well, we're going to have one sent to us and another one sent to them.
Maybe I can send it to work. Is there anywhere Hustler cannot be delivered?
I did not receive my issues of Hustler magazine. What can I do? Fucking kill yourself.
Correctional facilities.
We draw the line.
All right, listener.
When
so
you go over the line
the first
of the law.
The first FAQ question is there anywhere that Hustler cannot be delivered? And when you expand it, it simply says Hustler cannot be delivered to any correctional facilities. That is it. All right. Dan, make sure you get a screenshot of this for the Instagram.
That's got to be like a federally mandated thing. That probably cut out half a Hustler's business right there.
Yeah.
I don't think I should put this on Instagram. We might get
Do you think we could
cease and desist.
I mean, you could still put a Hustler in a birthday cake and sneak that into prison though, right?
I mean, I think you could. There's shops all around that we could buy a copy. I think I got an idea for a gift for the next Budge tour. Yeah.
Please leave Barnes and Noble now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hustler is our advertiser for this.
Forget Applebee's. Applebee's was season 1, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hustler taking us through season 2. All right. We're back in British Columbia. Jones is going into a local store, I'm guessing the local store, to pick up some provisions. And he notices a particular boot print in the snow. Inside, he calls out, "Hello, Ted. LT, how'd you know it was me? I saw your pigeon-toed tracks."
Is this a curse that this guy lives with? Like, is he constantly like...
Oh, I thought you meant pigeon toes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Well, yeah, that too. But no, I'm talking about TLJ here. Like, is he constantly like looking for tracking and clues, and just seems like it's almost
he says in the flashback later that the hard part is turning it off.
He's like, "Goddamn chickmunk again."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's 3 frogs outside now.
And I think they show that a lot with his character, like the way he is very blunt with his questions, how observant he is, how
he takes the answer that he's given. No follow-up questions.
Mm-hmm. Whether he believes you or not. All right. He asks Ted, why you're here, and they go back to LT's cabin. So Tommy Lee Jones is playing LT. That's his character's name. At the cabin, he passes over some files, and he says, "Just take a look." Cut to a helicopter ride. LT's looking through the photos of that slaughter at Silver Falls. The hunters' bodies are all cut apart. I would say 3 or 4 hefty bags each, based on how efficiently he
Taggart's a pretty big guy. I mean...
Excellent point, Kron. If I'm 6 Taggart might be a 5 or 6er. Good call. All right. The FBI is on the scene, and we get the some quintessential law enforcement dialogue from one Connie Nielsen here, who's playing Agent Abby Durrell.
A lot of FBI these last 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm. But I think she's like, "I want to move some of your guys to that valley over there. I want to set up a perimeter and contain." Like, come on. Worst part of this movie is not necessarily Connie's acting. It is just the writing for Agent Abby Durrell. My feeling is there was probably a lot more of her in the original script, and maybe they shot it, and a lot of that is cut out because a lot of her stuff is quite choppy. The helo carrying LT lands. Solid helo landing, by the way. It's been a while.
Not bad.
Good pilot.
Pretty quick. But despite how good of a pilot he is, LT, he fucking hates heights. He runs out of this helicopter, starts throwing up. Tommy Lee Jones got a good fake throw up hurl,
Yeah, he seems really bothered by it. I mean,
the guy fucking commits, man. The guy commits.
Doubling over and shit. I mean,
so
TLJ's character is based off of Tom Brown, who was an actual tracker. So I wonder if he got like, I fucking hate helicopters from that guy, and he was like, all right,
it's possible.
I got it.
Yeah, Friedkin has to have some sort of psycho inspiration on every set. Whether it's a former undercover cop or a fucking relapsed priest who wrote like a crazy, like he has to have like somebody next to him like to be his muse.
Yeah, Tom Brown was a technical advisor for the movie as they were filming.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of unsubstantiated claims from the guy, like that he did some wet work maybe, and
supposedly this actually happened.
Yeah. All right. So Darrell introduces herself and she starts leading LT through the site. Darrell tells him that 2 other men were just killed in the same fashion about a week ago in Washington State. She says that the killer used a hatchet, but immediately LT is like contradicting all of that, like everything that they're telling him. Like they've reached out to some like the local Native American community, and he's like, "Nah, they don't do that shit. Like they don't. It's not a ritual sacrifice. It's not fucking satanic."
Damn it.
They think one of them says like the only thing you'd cut up like that would be a deer, and he says, "Yeah, the only reason he would quarter them would be if he was planning on eating them."
I think Friedkin does a great fucking job here, though, because as they're going through and it's got all the fucking horseback and shit, I, as a viewer, was like, there's too much shit going on. And then they address that like immediately.
And the other thing he does well is a lot of his movies have a lot of explanation, a lot of exposition, and it's always done in an interesting manner. Like this could have very, very easily just been around the hood of a car with them looking at photos and her pointing at a map. But he does this over like 3 or 4 sequences of them traversing the terrain to get into the site, which I think is really cool. Like each thing looks different. Like the helicopter landing, crossing the river, walking that trail on the cliff, and then actually getting to like where you. So that's the next thing, Dan, is basically he's like, you got too many fucking people here. Like you're fucking up all my tracks and shit.
Yeah, I think he does a good job of the viewer feeling that as well. Like, God damn.
So he starts to ask about the hunters. Like, was there a deer stand, a campsite, a cooler, anything to sort of also proves that they were in fact out here for deer. So if you're taking that ambiguity from the fucking murder sequence, he's sort of adding to it here because the feds are like, no, we haven't found anything yet. As far as we know, they were just some businessmen from Medford, right? So once everybody clears out, LT,
Probably
he just
fucking
starts
accountants.
Immediately tracking. Yeah, fucking accountants.
These guys are
scopes.
These guys are fucking deep. I mean,
what was the Friday the 13th that has the paintballers in it?
Is it 6?
At the beginning?
6.
Is it 6? That's kind of what those two reminded me of.
The workouting that they're all on.
Yeah.
Every time I watch 6, I always forget that part is in there.
All right. So he immediately just heads right into the woods, starts noticing things. He's sniffing. He's looking around, tracking. Tracking always is fun in movies, right? Because they could be doing fucking whatever. And I'm just, that's fucking cool. He's tracking. He's sniffing. He's
smelling that twig.
Yeah, they're kind of just like looking around at stuff. And
it's a lot on the actor to sell it, because it takes very little like set deck. We got one footprint and somebody broke one limb off of a tree. And that's 1 minute of footage, baby. All right, he finds the snare and that little hole trap. He finally comes across that hole in the tree where that knife was thrown. Feds show back up. LT tells him, no, this wasn't a hatchet. This guy used a knife.
It's a good looking hatchet wound.
Yeah, I think he left his signature right here. And I was like, oh shit, he put his dick through that tree.
He fucked that tree?
Damn.
We're obviously looking for a very thin-dicked killer.
Get a DNA
Round
sample
up the
over
usual
here.
thin-dicked suspects.
All right, dude, thin but hard. Like, get through a fucking tree trunk.
I'm a fucking grower, not a shower, dude.
The other thing he does here is he talks about the tracks, and he's like, these are special shoes, man. And he shows off his cool, like, zero drop, no treads that he's got.
Those look like they'd be slippery as shit. If you're out there in the
Falling all
fucking
over.
mud and stuff.
They got some grip.
No way, dude. They're like
All that
rubbed.
matters is that they got a wide toe box, all right?
I'm still laughing at thin-dicked usual suspects. I can't fit it in a fucking condom, you fucking cocksucker.
All right, LT wants to push on. He's got to be forced to take a radio, and he refuses a gun from Abby's partner. They say, how do we get in contact with you? He says, if I'm not back in 2 days, it means I'm dead. I think this is so fucking cool. He has nothing, and he just walks off. I'll be back in 2 days.
It's kind of like a very typical line, but it is fun the way they mix it into the movie.
Mm-hmm. LT's crawling through the woods, and what do you know? We see Hallam watching him from behind a tree. LT senses somebody watching him. He kind of drops down real quick, but Hallam runs away. LT eventually finds his way up to a tree stump, like a little hole in it. He kind of dives in there. It's a little hideout. We got a Bible, a photo of Abraham. I looked this thing up. It's called The Angel Hinders the Offering of Isaac by Rembrandt.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude, we know artists.
Yeah, man.
We got a Rembrandt on the show.
1635, currently at the St. Petersburg Museum.
Is that in Russia?
I believe so.
Boo.
St. Petersburg, Iowa.
What a way to 360 this category.
Mhm.
I started in Russia with Mute Witness. Check it out.
All right. Inside the Bible, there's also a picture of a very nice lady. And on the back,
Hey,
a name and number, Irene.
fucking Irene.
But LT
Which is
senses
directed by
something.
Ridley Scott. That's from Black Hawk Down. Boom! That's their code word. Irene.
Kron, I think Dan is in a 360 time loop.
He's 360 so hard he's in a tailspin right now.
Dude, I'm going full fucking 1080. I'm going to try it.
What is that theoretical shape, Kron? Like the ribbon
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah, I
talking
know what
about?
you're talking about.
that
It's like,
stuck in
yeah,
it, bro.
it's a,
Breast cancer awareness?
yep, you got it.
Yep. Well, that's only if it's pink.
Oh.
If it's yellow, I think that means prostate or something. Like, because P.
Do you think that would be brown?
Or is that
I think
veterans?
if it's yellow, it means that your humidifier's full of piss.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because if it's yellow and if it's on your right breast pocket, that means you like to get pissed on. But if it's on your left, it means you like to piss.
That's a cruising reference. It was also directed by William Friedkin.
I love you, Dan.
I'm surprised Kron hasn't picked that one yet.
People
That's
know that.
That's a toughie.
It's a good one.
Are you into water sports? I just like to watch. Then get the fuck out of here. Take that fucking thing off.
I'm just Serpico, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in this movie.
Hey.
It's an odd assignment.
Yeah, it's like right before. It's that. What was that? 80. Is that what
Yeah,
cruising is? 80.
somewhere
So it's
One,
like
maybe?
yeah. So it's early. Like we had soft spoken Pacino. Like you know.
I still read books.
Mm-hmm. Ah, great fucking story and Friedkin connection. Like he does not suffer Pacino at all. But there's a really funny thing about Pacino's hair in there that you got to get to. All right. LT is not alone, man. He comes out of this fucking tree stump, and Hallam is just standing there. LT, remember me? He kind of reaches out his hand. You taught me. And fucking LT just like slaps his hand away and they start fucking slap fighting. I taught a lot of people, LT says. Why didn't you answer my letters? How come you chopping up all these people? Just fucking back and forth, man. It looks great. I think it's based off of Filipino martial art.
I don't know. I thought the slap fighting was weird. It would have added stakes if they were like both knife fighting or something.
We can't get to the knives yet. The first step is killing with your hands, Kron.
It's a Hollywood movie, Kron.
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, I think he's just trying to like grapple him, right? He's just trying to like subdue him, and it's like a back and forth. Like get off of me. Like let's keep talking. I think it's fucking cool. This is
how me and Bones act every time we see each other.
Yeah.
You've seen that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it always ends with me sitting on Dan's chest, saying, "Take that fucking bandana out of your back pocket, you liar."
I said it's in the right side. You don't know the fucking codes.
We'll call that one a draw. I wasn't crying.
Not that kind of water sports, Kron.
Kron, give us another Buzz Light.
All right, Hallam says, you see those scopes? Those weren't hunters. Those were sweepers. Hallam pulls out his knife.
That's why they got the little front part. Sweeper specific scope.
Mm-hmm. Hallam pulls out his knife.
Sweepers
Tommy Lee
is
Jones
a term
counters.
That they use. Did anybody read that? Like when he says sweepers?
I've played the game where you click on the flag and you're trying to avoid the bomb.
Minesweeper?
Mm-hmm.
That game belongs to me.
I guess they mean that Del Toro means that they were there to kill him. That's what he means by sweepers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were asking for confirmation on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he's saying.
Kron brought up a fucking computer game from 1996.
Mm-hmm. That I didn't know how to play until 2010.
Bones owns it.
Mm-hmm. It belongs to me.
You own it or you're good at it.
Oh, I'm fucking great at it now.
He's got the CD.
Mm-hmm.
The diskette.
I don't have any CDs, guys. You know my brand is no physical media.
Oh, I know some.
I have a digital copy of Minesweeper that Disney often goes in and re-edits. So I never know where the fucking flag is. All right.
Bastard Walt.
LT fucking knocks Hallam out with a log. We get this great back and forth.
What happens if the first square you click on is a bomb?
The game's over.
It doesn't give you like a... You sure about that? It doesn't give you like a...
No,
you honestly never played
It's your first play, so you restart.
I just click around, dude. Fucking click on shit.
There's a strategy to it.
Yeah, you
Not
gotta
to
click.
me.
You gotta...
Well, shit, I got like 10 on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see how many clicks I get before the bomb explodes.
Kron, you should just play the egg game instead.
I'd seen the one thing the other day had like the NES and it was the egg game. I was like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right. So they wrestle here. They're fighting back and forth. Hallam gets the upper hand by getting
Cruising
LT's
style.
arm in like a fucking sick lock, almost dislocating LT's shoulder. He's kind of able to finally break this. Then they're jumping for the knife multiple times. Like it's in between them and they dive. I think like the third beat of this, the knife is like kind of into like a ditch and they have to run and dive to kind of get it. But
yeah, a fight with 5 DRs would just be a Dorito.
I fucking love Doritos. Stay the fuck out of my way while you chopping up these people. All right. But what's cool about this is like as LT's diving for the knife, Hallam just kind of tackles him instead. And LT's kind of knocked out. Hallam stands up a little bit. He's still a little woozy himself, but he gets shot in the back with a trank dart. Fed issued trank dart, apparently.
Fucking FBI, dude. Ruin everything.
Shouldn't all law enforcement just have tranq darts by this point? Like, what? We haven't figured that out.
I honestly think they'd have more fun with them. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like Abu Ghraib sort of ruined that. Like, yeah, 'cause these sick fucks. They're not stopping at a human pyramid. They get all these people trained and drugged.
They couldn't do one. They would hit you with like 6, and you'd die anyway.
That's a good point, Dan. I got it. No, I got it. Like everybody would be so trigger happy that they would each pump a.
You just make each tranq 1/10 of what a human body needs to.
Well, then you got to
incapacitated.
Then you got to shoot them 10 times.
They're already going to do that.
I know, but what if it's just Agent Abby out by herself?
Who's the comedian that said, "Let's just bring back swords"? Like, yeah, let's do that.
Did you read that Friedkin was the one who shot Del Toro with the dart?
I bet he enjoyed that. Because from what I read, Del Toro was annoying as fuck to Friedkin.
Yeah. I totally made that part up, but it did sound real though, right?
It sounds believable.
I believed you.
The 3 guys I would believe that would do that: Friedkin, Sam Peckinpah,
Donald Trump.
Why is that? To be fair, Dan, I did say people. I didn't say directors. So you put a button on that.
He's the director of this
Rule
country
of threes.
because he won the election.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's still president. Yeah. All right. Hallam is being processed. We are in Portland, Oregon.
I was just going to say, Peckinpah would be, he'd need like 2 guns because he'd be seeing double the whole time.
Orson Welles would just use it on himself. So,
Feltless.
We're in downtown Portland. Oh, the French tranquilizer. All right. Downtown Portland. Fed office. We see LT.
I'm in no. Put a black ribbon.
It's always on like the third time I'm trying to get into something, right?
You stayed on black ribbon. You stayed on directors too long.
I'm in Morden.
Fuck.
What?
BDP, man. You're on the call.
A man
Brian
has lost his life.
Brian.
Hey,
you're
Brian
on the call.
Brian the Bomber here.
What's up, buddy?
You've outlived another one.
Holy mackerel, I'm so...
It's a rough week, huh?
First Pee-wee and then this. Jesus fucking Christ. 5D douchebags, what do you...
You know what, man?
What are you doing?
Normally, I wouldn't take this shit, but we're all in mourning right now, and I'm sure you're taking it particularly hard.
You are doing something for Freaky.
Yes, we are. Coincidentally, this movie has been selected. Yes,
I'm so glad because I haven't heard shit from Steven.
Tyler?
He's being a fucking asshole. Spielberg. Mustache fucked.
He's in computer worlds, man. He doesn't have time for like analog things anymore, and you're an analog guy.
Fucking trying to do Jaws. I don't like a lot of talk, but I'm gonna talk tonight about Freaky. You know, we were, shot into the galaxy as these great directors that are going to take the cinematic universe into the future. I'm just so sad.
The crow makeup that you have, is that fresh, or have you been wearing that all week? Like,
I'm thinking about redoing a 4th one, or should I just rehash it?
The crow?
That's a serious question. Yeah.
Oh, so you're thinking about... So aside from being in mourning, you want to make a crow movie.
A crow, like Raising Cain kind of crossover-ish type of thing, you know.
You should spell it the C4OW.
That's exactly what I had.
And he uses explosives.
Oh, dude.
Fire it
That's
up.
Fucking good.
Fire it up. Yeah, you guys get it.
Copyright.
No, I already got it written.
I'll cut this out.
Fucking dumbass.
We can't cut BDP though. Yeah, so why don't you take this time to don't you talk about your buddy Bill Friedkin? Was he Billy to you? William? Will? What did he?
Freaky.
Freaky.
Okay. Yeah. He was a great guy. He loved movies. He loved physical media. Oh my God, I could always call him when I was in a writing jam, which I have been for the last 10 years, but fuck you, Kron. We're not going to talk about that.
Guess he couldn't get you out of this last one, huh?
Yeah, go fuck yourself. How about that?
That's a bummer. I mean,
yeah.
He was famous for basically telling writers to their face, like, this script sucks. Right? He would page one rewrite. Sorry, the crow makeup. Everything's white right now. Sorry.
I think I read The Exorcist like 7 times, and he'd be like, "I'm going to tell this guy to go fuck himself tomorrow." So
yeah.
And that was the author of the fucking book. So way to go, Freaky. He didn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, you
wrote
a book?
Give a fuck. Yeah, holy
kind of sucks.
Yeah, I did.
What were you gonna ask, Ron?
I don't know. Book's sexy as hell, though, dude.
Thank you.
Don't let Bones take you down a peg.
Age.
I mean, the content of it.
I'll take that as a compliment, you mustache shit.
Damn.
What are you guys doing tonight?
Recording a podcast.
Of what? You're recording a fucking movie. What are you recording? A fucking Monster Dog 4 or something? I don't know. You guys are always doing some stupid shit.
Shit.
It's a movie called Shit? Is there a movie
do we got to make
Shit?
Monster Dog 2 and 3?
Do I need to check that with Ashley?
Are we working too hard? What if we just recorded the movie?
Yeah, that's an
release
excellent
the
point,
audio.
Kron.
Is this a 5D Rentals business meeting right now? You got Brian fucking De Palma on here crying real tears because Freaky passed, and you're talking about fucking.
This is just
business?
filler. This isn't content. I mean, what is this?
Am I not interesting enough anymore?
I've given you the floor multiple times. Why don't you talk about your friend? And you come in here and you talk about trying to remake a fucking Crow. Like, do I remake the Crow or do I make another Crow?
I'm giving you fucking Hollywood insiders. You don't even want it. I'm fucking stop the presses. Shit,
you're not relevant anymore, dude. I'm sorry. You're all dying off. It sucks, but it's done. It's over. Okay? It's the Russo brothers and it's the Barbie lady.
Safdie brothers?
That's it. Okay?
Bobby's good.
Get a brother,
dude. You guys
dude.
see Bobby? It's good. Bobby's good.
Making me fucking yell. I was enjoying this movie too, man.
I loved Freaky, okay? We started in TV together. Sisters. He was there with me the whole time. The Exorcist, I was there with him. I love the guy.
And
for your movie sisters?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Friedkin moved on from television and started making cinema, and you just filmed TVs in all your movies. It's interesting. It's interesting how the paths, one was just ascendant and yours was fucking hurdled with. I'm sorry, man. I'll stop. I can't look at that face and still be mad. And I know I'm hurting too. Guy was 87 years old. I don't know how the fuck old you are.
You know what's not hurting? My fucking bank account. Stupid. What you do with your life? I don't need this. Ashley, get me out of here. Is there anybody on the phone? It's not Freaky. I know that. Anyway, 5DR, you guys are fucking great, as usual. What are you covering tonight? You didn't tell me.
I never got the opportunity to finish my goddamn sentences. It's The Hunted, 2003.
Oh, well, perfect timing, Freaky. Good movie. I love it. Scary cat and mouse. You guys should think about that as a category or something. Cat
what would you give it?
Right there?
4 out of 5?
For me, I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
Wow.
That's high praise for you.
Yeah, DDP gives it a 4.
Thanks for coming by, dude.
DDP?
Yeah.
I said BBP, BPP, several. I don't know.
It doesn't matter, guys. We're all crying tears of joy and sadness right now. I give it up for Freaky. William, freaking, I love you so much. You'll always be in my heart. All right, guys, I got to go. Sharon Stone's on the phone. I got to go.
Another lawsuit, I bet.
Hey, let's
what I miss.
let's off-pod outline C4 Crow. Sounds promising.
Is there like a Crow remake coming out or some shit?
Sephoria. Maybe takes place in a mall. Do something with that.
Sure.
So this is a new Crow movie?
Yeah. So what you missed when you took a piss, Brian De Palma came in. He can't decide whether to remake Crow or to make Crow 4. And Kron said, you should spell it C4OW. And I said, yeah, that he could use explosives.
Well, I think he's wrong.
Obviously, nobody will ever hear this. This is all going to be cut out.
It should have been the Crow 5, I believe. I think there's already 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well ours is just going to be a sequel to the first 3.
We could do how many fucking Halloweens reset, right?
That's
like
true.
We can.
That's true.
Doesn't matter. We can erase it. Yeah.
Only number 3 exists in this universe, not the rest of the 28.
Yep, it's just a throwaway line from a hot teen, right?
With huge
books. She's a nerd.
She's a nerd.
All right, let's get to this, dudes. Hallam is being processed at the federal building in Portland. LT, he meets with the head of this department, of this local FBI branch, Van Zant. This was the guy that thought, based on all of the shit that was going on, that maybe LT knew this guy. Sounded like one of his, because he even asked him, is he one of yours? Sure enough, LT's like, yep, I trained him. Now, in the interrogation, Abby starts asking Hallam some questions, basically says, like, you don't have to talk to us if you don't want to, and Hallam just starts going on about the plight of the chicken. He says 6 billion die each year, and if you haven't caught on by this point, guys, Del Toro is just doing his best Seagal for the rest of this fucking movie, particularly talking about these chickens. Abby asks if Hallam would rather talk to somebody else, because if he's just bullshitting and he's not going to talk to them, like, would you rather talk to LT? Hallam kind of even points through the glass, like, he knows who I am, blah, blah, blah.
I really wish I knew like more chickens. I would run with that, but
like you would have brought him on the show?
No, I just would have hit some jokes. I guess I could do a chicken run joke.
Oh, like you wish you were more familiar with, you had more chicken reference.
Yeah, in my life.
It's always good to write your jokes during the show.
Mm-hmm.
Can anybody else name a type of a chicken?
Mm-hmm.
Besides just a chicken.
You get your rooster, you got your hen, you get your chicken. The rooster makes it with the hen. Who's making it with the chicken?
Sounds like the rooster's a goddamn fucking pimp, baby.
How many chicken McNuggets do you think you're getting out of 6 billion chickens?
6 billion. I think one chicken nugget is a whole chicken.
No way.
That's what it should be.
Compressed.
That's what it should be.
So they throw them in one of those, like,
pastries
grinder things that they make?
They defeather them, and then it...
No,
you know
feathers
those,
and all.
Like one little chick?
You know those, like, YouTube videos where it's just a fucking hydraulic press lowering down?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
They don't need that.
It has to be live.
They legit have, and it's making me sick to my stomach talking about it, but they have those grinders.
Yeah.
It's
like
just a paste.
where they basically look and they're like, oh, that's a male chick, and they just throw them into these, like, fucking pulverizers.
Yeah, that's...
So...
You could do that to me. I'm
Is
all right.
that what some of the 6 billion's coming out of? Or are we talking Tyson overly, like, overloaded with fucking hormones and steroids so they are 10 times the size that they should be, and they're so fat that they can't walk around, and they have to be loaded up with antibiotics because of all the inflammation and disease and shit from 400,000 chickens being in the same pen? Is that the 6 billion that he's referring to that are killed?
Well, I think that would be a majority of them, just in sheer numbers.
I think we're supposed to feel like he's comparing humans to chickens, and we should be, like, concerned.
Well, I think he is a he is conflicted, based on what he's seen, and
I'd believe that this guy's character is like hardcore vegan, like living out in the woods, like just living off the land and shit.
Mm-hmm. Killing hunters.
Yeah.
He was traumatized by Bambi as a kid. Then he went to Kosovo. No way, man.
Didn't stand a chance.
You got to weed those people out. Did you watch Bambi as a kid? First fucking question on that exam.
Do you think Bambi's mom deserved to die?
Well, that's the Marines. That's the first question they ask there. All right. Hallam starts naming off. He's like, I want to ask LT about, and he starts naming off these random operations like Operation Black Eagle, Operation Mongoose, Operation Cobra. LT busts in and he's like, shut the fuck up. You want to get yourself killed? Like you were talking about stuff that never happened.
He's like, listen here, you stupid fuck. You know what happened with Ricky Ticky Laffy Taffy operation.
Mm-hmm. Don't you dare bring up Mongoose on 5-Day Rentals.
Or Cobra.
Poor Kron.
Why poor Kron?
Because you were the
That
guy
was your
who had
bit,
the
dude.
you were the
That was
one
your
who had
whole
the
bit.
mongoose that died.
Yeah, but he's like fucking behind glass and shit. I mean,
Okay, so you
He's
moved
still-
on. That's cool.
he's still with me. We're
Still
gonna be
lives in my heart.
put in the same coffin, so
That's pretty cool.
not that sad.
All right, LT tells Abby that his name's Sergeant Aaron Hallam, Sergeant First Class. Van Zant, in his office, is then approached by some dudes. Now, one of these men was formerly in Hallam's squad, if you remember. And it was eating at me. I was like, where is this fucking guy from? And he is one of the goons from The Big Lebowski.
Like the nihilists?
No. The one that works for
Jackie Treehorn?
Jackie Treehorn. Yeah. He's the Where's the Money Lebowski.
Where's the fucking money?
Yeah. Woo? Does this guy look rich to you?
This guy looks like a fucking
Yeah.
loser.
So this was like a cool touch that he was his former commander in Kosovo. He is now there. He is under the order of the Attorney General to take Hallam into custody. Van Zant kind of fights this and says this dude fucking slaughtered people on federal forests. Like, you've got no jurisdiction here. Dude pulls out a secret memo. Check this shit out. Van Zant's like, nothing we could do. And this guy's name's like Doug or Hewitt, I think. And then Hewitt basically says that Hallam has done stuff for the American government that nobody will ever know about. He can never be prosecuted. His picture can never be put out. Like, he simply just does not exist.
It's kind of a bummer that this scene just builds up to like a memo.
But that's the government, though, right? Like, that's
It's like they're kind of doing like a head to head though, and it's like, I have a note. It's like, oh damn it.
He is mighty defeated. It's like, fuck.
So LT and Abby, they're having a quick convo. He's asking her if she's ever used her gun. She's like, yeah, I have. Would you ask the same thing of a man? And he's like, yeah.
I believe him.
Yeah.
Like, that just seemed like a genuine, like, yeah, I'd do that. I would ask anyone in your line of work.
His posture and his demeanor when they're walking down that hallway is like, everybody knows an old, interesting man like this that just like is curious, like has no filter, whatever. Like, so they get to her desk and they start having a convo. She's like, I read your file. You actually weren't ever in the military. And he says, no. His father was a soldier. His brother was killed in Vietnam. Basically, his dad put a kibosh, like, I'm not losing another son. You're not going into the service. But before the war, his dad was a tracker, survivalist. He taught LT everything. And for years, LT has just been a contractor for the military. Right? So he trains people in survival, tracking, and just fucking hardcore cold-blooded murder. But he himself has never killed anybody. He's only taught people how.
It's like the coolest training. It's like fucking like Shadow Man training and shit. Yeah. I mean, it's awesome.
So Hallam gets taken away. He's thrown into a prisoner transport. We're cruising down the road. Hewitt, he calls Hallam out for going psycho on a last assignment. He starts hinting like, I think he pulls out a newspaper and it says like diplomat and family slain. And he's like, you fucking idiot. You killed fucking everybody. Like, what the hell? And Hallam's like, they weren't his family. They were like fucking soldiers. They all had guns and shit. And they're like, that's it, man. You fucking lost it. And I think Hewitt says, like, you can't even tell the sharks from the guppies anymore. And he pulls out a fucking cyanide Flonase from his pocket. And Hallam's like, is that how you guys do it now? And they're like, yeah, it's supposed to be painless. And as Hewitt is handing it to the guy sitting next to Hallam throws his fucking cuffed hands over the guy, starts choking him. Hewitt pulls his gun, goes to fire, but Hallam, as we know, is quick as shit, moves out of the way. Hewitt accidentally shoots the driver of the transport van. And this might be my favorite shot of the movie, is this one shot, camera set up like kind of dug down next to the street, and the transport truck comes into the frame, flips over, slides out of frame, and we just hear like the crash. I thought that was such a cool way to show that.
How does the cyanide capsule in the tooth work? You gotta break your tooth?
That's a fake tooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What movie is that?
What happens if you bite down too hard?
I'm hesitant to say that there is cyanide involved in the License to Kill.
There was a recent
and
movie.
I don't want to go on about how it's not gas. It's like there's gas in the cocaine, or there's cocaine in the gas rather. And there's cyanide in the teeth. Sounds like doesn't sound like metal lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dune.
Cocaine in the gas. Cyanide in the teeth.
Dun 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 dun.
It isn't Dune.
Oh, yeah. Good pull, dude. All right.
Oh, it's such a weird environment, but they have cyanide.
It's probably some other space drug, dude.
Fucking
it's probably like
ass
anti-spice.
Herbert.
Yeah, it's the new spice.
Yeah. All right. So this thing's rolled over. We get a quick little conversation with LT and Abby. He's heading back to British Columbia. He invites her up, open invitation. Hey, why don't you come up to the property? You don't have to wear two guns all the time. Your whole posture, your demeanor will change.
You got to wear nothing at all. Girl.
I guess he's slightly flirting with her here. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Could ride
So
horses.
we cut back to the rollover. Hallam starts fighting with a woozy Hewitt. Hewitt reaches for his gun, and Hallam just breaks his fucking arm.
You need to come next week because you're going to be on your cycle in 2.
Well, he's part wolf. He can sense a moon. Keep going, dude.
It's going to be a crescent. And, blood. A little blood never hurt nobody.
Oh, women fucking love hearing that, dude. They know you're serious.
I always say it when I'm already bleeding. Mm-hmm. Like I gotta fucking cut my arm and shit.
Well, yeah, I do that. I'm like, look, so am I.
Samesies.
We love all women here.
Sure you do.
I'm fucking gushing out of my femoral artery.
I can't love all women. I love one woman.
You can love all women.
I respect all women.
Do you believe all women?
Yes.
Slow to answer there, Dan.
I thought my buddies were going to join in.
I asked the question. I'm not answering my own fucking question.
I'm not getting in trouble.
I don't think I respect all women. I met some scumbag women.
Fuck yeah, Kron.
I
get it, Kron. If anything,
I can name a couple I don't respect.
Let's start with my mom.
No.
You watch your fucking mouth, Dan.
Love my mom. I don't want to put that out there.
Hi, Kron's mom.
She's not listening.
Everybody out there, call your wives, tell them you love them, and call your mom and tell you love them.
All right. So Hallam breaks Hewitt's arm in this fight. He picks up the cyanide spray, gives him a taste of his own medicine. Hewitt's out. So outside the accident scene, we get
This is painless.
Yeah, that was a good line. We get the worst bystanders of an accident of all time. There's 30 people on scene. Half the women are freaking out. I think some of the ADR, somebody's like, do
ADR is
something.
great.
And a woman's like, I can't. Like, it's,
I'm on the phone.
I can't. Is somebody calling 911? Jesus. Nobody has approached the van or anything. They're, conservatively 30 people standing around. Hallam crawls out of the back of the thing, but he's wearing one of the other agents' clothes. He starts screaming at the people like, my buddies are in there, help them. Fucking help them. And he gets enough of like a diversion where he's able to sort of slip away. And we're at an airport. LT, he's sitting in an airport bar. He helps a little girl cheat at hide and seek. And then he sees the TV news coverage about the accident. And he takes off. We start getting some flashbacks here while LT's riding in the back of a cab. We're at LT's seminar, his training. We see him training Hallam how to be a brutal killing machine. Arm, neck, lung, lung, arm, neck, lung, lung, screaming over and over. Just drills, drills, drills. Real focus on Hallam, right? He's at the front of all the students, just fucking serious Seagal eye. He's into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you don't think that Danny Duck and I didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for about 6 months after watching this movie, we would walk up to each other in our apartment and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, power assist. Make this a power assist. You want to get his backbone. We start hearing narration from Hallam's letters. I'm losing it. I need to talk to you. Are you getting my letters? You've been like a father to me. Please write. We see LT helping Hallam forge a custom knife. Metal. Bang, bang, bang. We got the schematics that they've drawn out. Looks like a cool fucking treasure map. A little charcoal drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Show them how to make knives from chipped stone. Everybody's sitting around crisscross applesauce. Craft day at the fucking murder con. Hallam's just progressing further and further. He's like a fucking total badass now. He's like in all black and his face is all painted up. He's got his new ass like knife.
No, nobody else is getting a chance.
Well, he's like the best, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck everybody else.
The sequel, there should be a sequel, but it's going on at the same time as this is going on. And it's another guy from the class hunting both of them down.
The Hunted C4. Copyright.
Do you do like
enhance?
Do you do Paranormal Activity 2 style, Dan?
Yeah.
Where it's Hunted 2 and at the end of the movie he's like, where are you going? And he goes to Oregon and he's like standing at the top of a dam and he sees, whoa, blow your fucking mind. It's a fucking, they de-aged Tommy Lee Jones. His ears are only 30% of his face.
Leave the man's ears alone. He's a national treasure.
I have big ears, so it's fine. Okay? I'm allowed to. Big ear privilege. Once you are able to kill mentally, the physical part will be easy. The difficult part is learning how to turn it off. At the scene, we got a news reporter setting a record for being the closest to an accident scene possible.
Just got a cab rolling up and dropping a dude off.
Yeah. The the crime scene tape is about 6 inches from the hood of the van and the back of the van. It is the smallest tape out I've ever seen.
You think there's a cut scene where the guy's just like, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
I thought you were going to say, sorry, Chief. We had a few murders last week, and I didn't refill my tape. I only got about 4 yards here.
Yeah.
Well, tighten it up.
It's weird because I praise that, like, oh, there's too much shit going on at this crime scene, and then he does this later on. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? You got it right, and then you got it wrong.
I'm thinking that this was probably, we need to tighten this up for the sake of logistics and speed.
We don't want to pay for the tunnel, so let's...
That's an excellent call, Dan. You've already blocked this tunnel for this wreck, right? So they wrecked the van, they flipped it, and then they had just immediately shot this. So when they flipped the van, Tommy Lee Jones was off frame in a cab, just ready to pull up. So like you said, cab pulls up, LT gets out, and he's told Hallam is on the loose. And guys, our pee is about to break loose. It's a piss break. All right, we're back. We're at a very nice lady's house. She pulls up, pulls into her garage, where she is immediately startled by Hallam. I'm not listening to you anymore, Aaron. Everything you said to me is a lie. This is Irene from that photo.
You think Hallam is like fucking Alex Jones, like off the rails conspiracy theory kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is before. This is before all that, though.
Yeah, I think. Well, not necessarily, because she calls him out and says like a lot. She basically says everything you said to me is a lie. So he's probably, maybe he's leaned into, they're out to kill me. There's all this government shit, blah, blah, blah. But
it really makes you think, like, women do think, like, I can fix him. No, you can't fix us. We are fucking idiots.
What about if he lied about what he did, like, for cover? Like he said, oh, I'm just a businessman, or I just do, like...
Well, he couldn't tell her. We know that.
Yeah, so maybe that's what she meant. He was like, I worked at a bank, blah, blah, blah. And then when he disappeared, she was like, he doesn't work at that bank.
I gotta ask, if you guys were in this situation, would you tell your wife, like, what was going on? Like, hey, like, don't tell anybody, but I fucking kill people for the government. Like, no. That's what I do, babe.
I don't.
Yeah, I think you have to.
No, you don't.
It's either be a single man, or you got to tell your wife on the DL, like, I fucking kill people.
You don't keep secrets?
Oh, dude, I got so many secrets.
90% of my life is hidden from my wife.
I mean, there's shit that I want to say that I don't say because I know not to say it.
Yeah, and one of those should be, I kill people for a living.
And it's great jokes. Like, that's a fucking funny ass joke, but you're not going to, you're not going to laugh at that. Fucking Bones and Kron are. So I got to wait till Thursday night.
Well, see, I always say the bad jokes because I know she'll say that's bad or I don't get it, and I'm always looking for an excuse to explode because I am a rageaholic. So those I definitely let out.
I mean, I think I won't say that. This will be the episode she listens to.
No, she won't.
If she does,
she subscribed to this podcast.
She won't make it this far if she does.
Yeah.
She'll go right to 1 hour and 48 minutes and 47 seconds and be like...
She'll stop at the Hustler stuff because she'll go, well, this explains why there's fucking Hustler in the bathroom. And then she's driving to where you work.
In the guest bathroom?
Dude, my bathroom would be so much cooler if it had Hustlers in it.
The guest bathroom. She's not mad about the content. She's mad about you turning on the guests. I don't want our neighbors beating off in our bathroom, Dan.
Listen, did you take the magazines out of the guest bathroom? Yes, dear. And you clean the toilet?
Don't you love somebody's coming over and you have to run through like, what are the things from this particular person we need to hide?
My office, I'm always like, people stay down here. There's only been 2 couples that have ever stayed down here. But I'm always like, there's like stupid ass shit everywhere in here. I hide my 5-day rentals notes. That's about all that I like take away. So I'm like, I don't need them reading like Hustler Mag, 1080 for LD.
Well, you do have all those American Psycho style doodles.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do
cover
doodle dicks sometimes when you guys bore me.
When you look at me, you just get inspired.
They're small.
What color bandanas do you have wrapped around the neck of those chodes?
Yellow.
Oh,
piss stuff, huh?
All dicks are into piss stuff.
Who sent us didn't somebody send us that, like, I think it was in was it in our messaging?
I think I sent you like
yeah.
the bandana code.
Oh, it was Kron, because I think I told him I was going to see Cruising at the Alamo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've seen that like a dozen times, and it's always interesting to see who's also seen it, because everybody immediately looks for a very particular color, and they're like, that's my color. Like everybody wants to look for like the huge dick
red dude
marker. Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely a purple guy. I called it. Hey, they don't call me Donatello for nothing. All right, so Irene and
it's
Aaron. It's
because of the giant stick.
Yeah.
Guys, should have covered that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I hear it's pretty good.
Dan, I'd like you to produce more hours in the week. Pull that out of your ass.
What?
Just in general.
If I can do it, y'all can do it. That's how that goes.
I can't even see the movies I wanted to see this summer, so.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I ain't making time for children's movies. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, you've got plenty of that coming up.
Teenager movies.
Those aren't for teens.
No.
It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, dude.
No, it's for children or old losers. Okay?
Thank you. So why are we covering it on this fucking podcast?
We did the real turtles, dude.
No, my God. Turtles aren't real, just like birds.
All the cool teen movies start with National Lampoon's Presents.
All the real cool teen movies have fucking skeletons in them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Aaron and Irene, they have a history. Obviously, things went sour. Hallam disappeared for a while. He's now back, and as we know, fucking crazy. Irene's like, I don't want you around anymore. Take off. But right as Irene goes inside, a little girl gets off the bus, and this is Irene's daughter, Loretta. And she shows up, and she's so fucking excited to see Aaron. Oh, my God. How can Irene resist?
Some rough dialogue here.
This is chopped to shit, I think.
Is it his kid?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Couldn't figure it out.
But fun fact, she did work with, she'll work with Tommy Lee Jones in The Missing as well. She's a little girl in that.
That's an okay movie.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. What was the one that he did with? Because The Missing is Cate Blanchett.
I believe so.
And then there's the one that he did with
Home.
Who's dropping burps?
Me. Home of the Brave or some shit. He's got a horse on it.
Is Home of the Brave where he's like
is that what he did?
Some of his like
baby
son?
Girl?
No, it's like the homesteader or the homesman.
Oh,
something.
shit, I'm thinking of something. 310, no.
The Three Burials of
Maria?
something Estrada. That one, he directed that one. That one's pretty good.
Never seen it.
It's got Barry Pepper and January Jones from Mad Men. All right. So later that night, we see Aaron. He's catching up with Loretta. He takes her out to the front yard, and they're tracking some squirrels and raccoons. He starts talking about the 9-inch track pattern. Tells her to get the light real low. She's like, yeah, I see it. But how come I never see the squirrels?
You know, the Downward Spiral is really, everybody says it's his greatest album, but I think it's The Fragile. If you really listen.
It is The Fragile.
It's The Fragile.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
Although he did do the music for that Teenage Cool Kid movie.
Told you we should
It's a pretty dope score, too. All right.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Del Toro says, again, full Seagal, men don't respect animals anymore. Loretta gets startled by Kitty.
Haven't you seen Instagram?
She starts calling to him. And he's like, no, you don't want to bother him now. Why? He's hunting too. Like he's doing a lot of... That chin's coming up above the nose a lot here. He's hunting too. Irene is totally 180. She's excited that Loretta is happy to see Aaron. And I think Aaron's doing some dishes when she comes in. And
she wants to go to Pound Town.
Yeah, she's ready. She's softened up. And Aaron tells her to sit down. I need to talk to you. And he hands her a fat stack of cash. She's like, what the fuck is this? And he says, you and Loretta, you have to leave. He's being a bit vague. And then he just bluntly says, they will come here and they will burn this house down. And that's it. We cut to the next morning. We see Irene. She's super rattled as she loads Loretta on the bus, says she'll pick her up from school this afternoon. As she's walking back into the house, Irene is approached by Abby and LT, who want to talk inside. Abby quickly gets to the point. She starts asking about Aaron. Irene lies. Like, naming them Aaron and Irene, oof, it's tricky. Aaron and Irene. No, on 15. All right. Irene lies, and she says that she hasn't seen him in a few months. LT notices some tracks in the mudroom. Like Dan said, can't turn it off. He starts looking around the house despite Irene's complaints. LT's upstairs. He's in the bathroom. He sees some shaving cream and some tiny little hairs on the sink. This is Friedkin's callback to Jade, apparently.
So those were pubes?
Yeah, those were pubes. Those were pubes.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Those are definitely pubes.
He just didn't have enough time to sweep them into the little silver box.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it over the toilet like a pro, not at the sink.
It doesn't seem...
No, you do them in the backyard. Then you don't have any cleanup.
I'm hunting too.
Move swiftly through the night. It doesn't seem like
Notice the 9-inch track pattern.
Doesn't seem like he'd be the guy that would shave. He seems like he would be well aware enough to be like, that's a clue for somebody to track me. So it seems like a rookie mistake here. Which is fucking stupid because you're going to get to where we're going to get to.
Well, he's all soldier, dude. That's just... You got to be clean shaven. You get better coverage with your face paint.
Mm-hmm.
Does he still respect the military now?
Chickens?
Or no?
No.
You know, he respects animals. We know that.
No. He's not keen on the government. What were you going to say?
It's just ingrained in him, like Bones was saying. It's just like habitual.
And he knows that they're coming. He's preparing himself.
I'm sure he's got some excuse too of like, yeah, I could be tracked, but I'm also more aerodynamic now, so I can swim easier without this beard.
Fall through these treacherous rocks and survive.
LT opens a few doors upstairs. Doesn't take long. He sees Hallam just chilling on a chair. You cross this line, you better be ready to kill me. Abby holds Aaron at gunpoint just as he dives out the window. LT jumps out after him.
The dive looked weird. It's like he like sideways dives. It's like a weird fucking body position.
Well, that's so he could immediately go into the roll off the roof, I think.
Yeah, but even just like the way he actually jumps out of that window, it looks difficult to do.
Yes. LT goes out after him. He jumps off the roof, which fucking startled me when I rewatched it. I was like, oh shit, poor Tommy Lee Jones's knees. But he's a pro. Cool tactical roll. He lands in the driveway, and then he's almost hit by Hallam in Irene's car right as he smashes through the garage doors. And guys, the car chase is on. Oh, but this is only after Hallam drives away and gives him the finger, which seems like a weird insert.
And a Corsica.
Yeah, but it's on the Corsica. Man, we don't fucking name cars like we used to, man. Corsica, Sebring, Sunbird, Sunfire.
We used to really get in the car.
Used to mean
the cars.
Something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was season 1.
Oh, all right, we'll move on. All right, we're in gridlock.
Yeah, we don't like cars anymore. So stop writing in.
Stop tweeting me, please.
We don't like them anymore.
Stop Xing me.
You know what I was reminded of today? Somebody brought up Nash Bridges, and I was reminded of that badass yellow Cuda that he had. I don't know. That was fun. Guess I am a car guy. Can't help it. Keep writing into me, folks. At Bones of 5DR on Instagram. Show me those cars. Lug nuts and all.
No.
You know what you want.
Now you can only show Bones
I mean, I did get a video this week.
running shoes.
Mm-hmm. Wide toe box, people. 0 drop. Doesn't mean you can't have arch support. All right, we're in gridlock. This is a interesting take on a car chase here. So almost immediately of getting out of Irene's neighborhood, he seems to be in downtown Portland, and there are multiple police units behind him. He gets stuck behind a few cars, but Hallam just blasts his way through. Abby and LT back at Irene's house. They go through Aaron's locker. They see that, they see his silver star.
That's a silver star.
Yes.
No shit.
Oh, okay. Looked purple to me. All right. So while they're going through that, so they see like a letter addressed to LT. There's that cool drawing of the knife that he made for him all those years ago. And while they're looking through that, Van Zant, head of the FBI, he calls in on the radio that there was a report of a positive ID of Aaron at a construction site. So the feds and LT, they show up. The feds meet with the foreman real quick. LT runs to the car, and it's just some great acting by Tommy Lee Jones. Like, he's immediately in like tracking mode. He's doing like this little shuffle, like trying to catch the bearings of like, all right, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? And immediately beelines like where he knows he's at. So he goes down. I'm not sure what the construction site is, but whatever it is, it's taking us underground. So
There's too much panic in this town.
So the alarms at the site, they're blaring.
Added to the list, run.
LT heads down some stairs into
I haven't updated that since season 1, dude.
All right, LT sees Hallam hiding underneath some stairs. Hallam quickly dashes. Was he even there at all? Was it just a flash? Who knows? LT's kind of starting to freak out between the alarms, everybody running around with guns. He kind of pauses at the bottom of these stairs for a second. Some feds come in. Van Zant and Abby's partner, they're going down this hallway, and they come across someone standing behind a pillar. They can see the hand, but the person's not moving. They start yelling at him. Show me your fucking hands. Move away. Move away. Come here. They keep approaching. And they realize that it's somebody that Aaron has already killed. They freak out for a second. This gives Hallam the opportunity to come up and stab Van Zant. Now, murder is not cool, but this move that he pulls on this guy is fucking cool. He, like, comes in, like, kind of uppercuts his gun, like his hands up, and then Hallam brings his arms over his neck and, like, stabs him in the back of the neck. It was a slick move, man.
Using
so he's kind of like hugging him and stabbing him.
Don't you think at some point you just make a second knife?
It just takes away your confidence.
I guess,
right? It's like
then you got a throwing one. You got a, I'd have like 5 or 6. I mean, why not?
I mean, I'd have a knife on every flat part of my body.
Yeah, if you can just make them willy nilly. I mean,
you got a knife on you right now?
Yeah.
Let me see it. Riveting podcasting.
Digging through his pockets here.
Yeah, sure enough,
that's we got a Swiss Army knife.
Swiss.
Hey, classic man.
Stick with what works, huh?
Mine's on my jeans. I don't have it on me.
You don't have your jeans on you?
No, I have shorts.
Quit doing the show pantsless, bro.
I about came down here topless because we did a 2 mile.
I can't judge. I just have my purple bandana tied around my waist.
Jesus, look at that thing.
All right.
I looked it up, and that means you like to lay under a glass table while someone shits on top of it.
I was hoping Kron would
If I wear my purple at home, it doesn't matter. All right.
You want me to do what?
So Hallam kills Bobby. Bobby is the other Fed, Abby's partner.
Purple? I thought you were a cool guy.
Throwing a knife in his neck. He doesn't last too long. Abby tries to help him, but he quickly bleeds out.
It was orange last week.
Aaron runs away. He runs up the stairs that LT came down. LT takes off after Aaron. The chase leads out of the construction site. We go through a manhole. Aaron is wearing like construction gear.
Yeah, we did.
What?
Dan thought manhole was funny.
Okay. Yes, it is. It is. I'm just trying to cruise, man.
Yeah, we should be. Kron, please make your next movie cruising tonight.
I decided at our break.
Damn it.
I can report it's not cruising.
LT is almost hit by a truck when he hops out of the sewer. Then we're up on the street. Quick foot chase here. Aaron's able to kind of double back and get behind LT. He uses like a delivery truck that's parked. It's pretty tense. Gets behind him. And then he heads off for a riverfront park. LT senses that he's lost him, turns around, gets his bearings, starts taking off. Did you guys notice the Portland skate park featured in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater?
Yes, that
was my fucking favorite map, dude.
I thought at first LT was like tracking him, and he's like, "Well, that's exactly where I'd go to pop a sick kickflip."
Mm-hmm.
Are we?
Jared was a race car driver.
It's going so goddamn fast. We're on the train. Or we're about to be on the train.
Shut the fuck up, and I'll get to the train.
God damn it.
Aaron's switching coats with homeless people. He's hiding wherever he can. Eventually, LT closes in, and Aaron takes off on a stolen bike. Movie mistake here. You can see in the take where they did the previous take because the bike track through the grass, like the wet grass, is still there. Weird for Friedkin to do a second take. Notorious for one and done.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some other guy just...
Unless it's The Exorcist and you are just asking for a slap. All right, Aaron pedals up the bridge. He dumps the bike, and he jumps onto what, Dan?
A goddamn train.
A fucking passing train.
And lo and behold, he lands right next to Andrew Dice Clay. Who would have thought?
What?
What is there, some guy in like a cowskin jacket or something?
He jumped on a train in Portland and landed right next to Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, from
Brain Smasher. My love story. Sorry.
Who can even remember one thing from that movie?
I just did. Because I care.
You should go back and rate that an extra 0.5 then.
That was our category of Macho Mania.
Who's more macho than fucking Andrew Dice Clay?
Featuring Stone Cold, Action USA, and Brain Smasher, A Love Story.
Dan, we're leaving season 1 behind. All right, dude.
No, we're not.
Nobody
Season
cares.
1's what made us.
Yeah, and this is
We
going to make
paid
us
the fucking
better.
dues, baby.
You let me move on. All right. He jumps. Thank you, Dan.
All out. Just
He
for
jumps.
tonight, though.
It's in a cool, like he's in the gap between the train cars, and he uses his knife to kind of cut the little membrane, little connective thing, and hop in. It's pretty cool.
The accordion.
And goddamn, is Tommy Lee Jones fucking running or what? He is hauling ass trying to catch this thing, and he manages to. He jumps on the back. He climbs up the top of the train. So Aaron's kind of sneaking through, trying to fit in on the train, asks like a goth girl to move her shit so he can sit down. And up on the top of the train, LT just kicks the shit out of like a vent or a lid or whatever so he can hop in. As soon as he hops down, the fucking passengers freak the fuck out. The feds, they've called to have the bridge shut down so they can stop the train. So right as LT gets close to Aaron...
Stop this train, I wanna come home. Crown, add that to the list.
You might have to go one less beer, Stan.
You're telling me to stop drinking?
You just start later.
Runaway train never come back. One way on a one-way track.
Crown, can you give us
Seems like
a
I should be
train song?
getting somewhere.
Crazy train.
Cool.
Yeah, that was
He gave it to us. Way to end
awesome. Cool. Way to ruin
it. The
that
feds
bit.
stop the train. Thing comes to a fucking halt. Everybody fucking slams to the floor. Aaron manages to pull out an extra knife, Kron, and
Good.
hold it
Finally.
to a hostage's neck. LT's like, nope, it's between you and me. It kind of pauses for a second, and Aaron hops off the train. He starts climbing up the fucking tower of the bridge. Abby tells all the SWAT guys, like, you got an open shot. Fucking start firing. They all suck. They can't hit him. LT, he hops up. He starts chasing after him. Abby wisely says, you guys can't shoot for shit, but stop firing nonetheless. Don't shoot the star of the movie. Aaron gets up to the top. We got helicopters approaching. He's only got one way out of this, dude. He fucking jumps into the river. Cut to a quick Fed briefing. Abby's all sad, rightfully so. Van Zant and Bobby, they've been murdered. She starts talking about the procedure for the manhunt that they're going to do down the river. And LT comes in and he's like, nah, fucking stop it. The more people you send after this guy, the more people he's going to fucking kill. And you got to figure out, you better decide now what's an acceptable body count. And the hunt continues. We're on the river. We see Aaron swim ashore just before some waterfalls. LT's walking along the riverbank. He decides that he knows where Aaron will be, considering that obviously he knows where all these units will be coming from. Fellas, it's mano-a-mano now. Aaron finds it. Oh, yeah.
Their bandana colors matched so they could proceed.
Well, to be fair, they both had it in the same pocket, and at the last minute, Tommy Lee Jones was like, let me move mine over. Like, I'll be the bigger man.
My show note right now is 5DR covers cruising.
No. It's too sensitive.
We literally covered cruising this whole fucking time. Covering
dude, it's too personal. Leave it alone.
Somebody went through that, okay?
I think I'm going to build a category around cruising.
Aaron finds a dam. He slides down some old pipes. He starts
Tight
looking around.
leather.
You could just call it that, sliding down some old pipes.
And that's why we cannot do cruising, God damn it.
We have to do cruising.
No. He
Kron
finds
is the one that's going to take this note, not me.
94 fucking minute movie. God damn it.
You're almost there, buddy.
We're getting there.
We're at the end.
So who's the killer?
The snuff dudes. So I can go? Is that what that means?
You know this is the point of this whole show.
Yeah, I know. I'm having a blast. This is all just a front. All right, so Aaron finds some metal, man. Some old leaf springs off a truck.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Starts beating the shit out of it. Builds a little forge. God damn it, he's making himself a knife. LT, old school baby. He finds a good rock, sits down, crisscross applesauce. It's fucking craft fair day, dude. Tink, 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 tink.
It's
tink,
fucking
tink.
hilarious that they both stopped to build knives.
Yeah, they know. This is what it's coming to.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking awesome.
You gotta.
They start preparing their respective weapons. Aaron smashes up. I just fucking said all this shit. Oh, it's the cool. This is the cool part. He like cools it like in a like old puddle, and then he's got some cord he wraps around his, and LT takes some vines and wraps around his rock. The men are armed. LT comes across a trap left by Aaron. Little hook hanging off a vine. He just slightly touches it and triggers, I don't know what the fuck they're called, but it's the two tree stumps that smash into each other. I
How do you get those up there?
Yeah.
Look heavy as hell.
It seems like 6 hours that went by. Just
yeah, it's so much setup for a shot that is like 30 seconds. It's fucking crazy. Any other movie would milk 5 minutes out of that, you know? He dodges that. He comes up to the edge of the dam, kind of looks down. He starts walking around. He notices the slide marks in the pipe. He knows fucking Aaron's been here. He walks over the edge of this cliff. He starts looking over. Aaron throws like a wooden stake into LT's leg. This trips LT up. He steps into a snare, and then he trips and goes over the fucking falls. I will say this about this movie. I doubt that as much as Del Toro and Jones do their own stunts, like particularly like a lot of the hand-to-hand fighting, the stunt dudes that they found to match Del Toro and Jones looked incredible. Like even on my second watch where I'm trying to like, let me just see something different. And I never could. So
I think it probably helps that Jones is like fairly trimmed out in this movie. Like he's definitely been fatter in other films, but he's like pretty lean in this one. I mean, lean for him.
Asshole.
I'm just saying he's been like kind of paunchy. In this one, he looks like a little skinny old guy.
he has been old for 40 years.
Kron,
It's crazy.
he earned his $20 million, okay?
I'm not saying he didn't.
I read that too. That seems fucking wild. That he's pulling. No disrespect to him. Like I said, I think he's a great actor, but 20 million seems fucking crazy for this movie. All right.
Dude's still living off fucking the hunted moolah.
I bet his like biggest paycheck would be U.S. Marshals or something, right? Because that's a sequel that shouldn't have happened, but
I was going to say maybe Batman Forever.
it's possible. It's quite possible.
It's definitely not JFK.
I cannot sanction your buffoonery.
I made a serious comment about Batman Forever.
I know, and I acknowledged it. It's not a joke, Dan.
I can go there if you want.
No, it's not a joke, dude. It's not fucking cruising.
That's a good joke.
All right,
So
so
we call it
LT's
360.
hanging off this rope over these falls. It looks great. We do have the one digital shot that sticks out the most in this movie coming up because
looks real bad.
LT pulls the wooden stake out of his leg, manages to use enough core strength to get up, use his knife to cut the rope. He goes into the falls, and we get some great compositing of a fake Tommy Lee Jones going down some rapids. Luckily, they're used sparingly.
Yeah. I mean, thank God it's such a short part of the movie, but it does look like late 90s, early 2000s CG.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's definitely CG in the knife fights. They are digital knives, and there's a few blood splatters that are fake. Yeah. But they move so fast that I feel like even in HD, they blend well. It was really just the one that stood out. But this is it, dudes. He gets to the shore. He climbs out of the water, and Aaron is just chilling, crouched down like 20 yards away as LT picks himself up. Aaron approaches, and the knife fight is on. Guys, this has got to be top 5 movie knife fights.
Sure.
I mean,
I'll say it's the best knife fight we've had in 5 Day Rentals history.
100%. I was talking to somebody at work about this. I think Man from Nowhere has an incredible knife fight. The John Wick movies, obviously, some incredible knife stuff. But this fucking blew me away when I saw this in 2003. I was fucking stoked. Kron, sand in your pockets. Definitely an underrated fight tactic. What do you think about throwing some blood in somebody's eyes?
Hey, I have a note. Blood, the ultimate pocket sand. It's already in your body. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to waste the pocket room.
It's one of my favorite parts of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
So some of the cool stuff here, I mean, they are slicing each other. They know each other's moves, but they are outpacing each other at times. Tommy Lee Jones gets cut to shit. Like his belly gets like 3 or 4 slices, and he's just able to kind of keep from being disemboweled, fucking Hannibal Rome style. But Jones is getting shots in on Del Toro. There's a cool thing where they're kind of wrestling up against like the rock side, and what's Del Toro like breaks the rock knife. Like instead of going for a kill shot, it's just like fuck it and breaks his knife. So Jones is without a knife. They grapple some. Aaron runs away at one point when LT kind of comes around a corner. He tries to throw another like wooden stake at him, and he kind of dodges that by that point. But I think the coolest thing of the entire fight is the very end. They are going. Aaron's the only one with a knife. LT swings. Aaron brings his knife up, hits LT in the tricep of like LT's right arm. He's pulling on it. LT's fighting back. What LT does is kind of slap him in the face. Aaron kind of steps back a little bit, takes the pressure off. LT's able to kind of hammer fist. This is so fucking cool. He hammer fists Aaron's like elbow to come off of the knife. Then with that left hand, LT pulls the knife out of himself and then fucking stabs him. It is so fucking cool.
You think that's the coolest part? There's a part earlier where it's like Aaron is the only one with a knife left, and like LT's kind of blocking his arm from striking down.
You're talking about
he
the
just
drop?
drops it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catches it with his other hand and hits him. I thought that was the coolest part.
Okay. Verbiage, that is cooler. I think the other thing is more badass. I think to like pull a knife out of you and then stab somebody is just so like visceral. So I think you're right. The other move is a slicker move.
Yeah, taking a knife out of yourself and stabbing someone is pretty hardcore.
Mm-hmm. You threw blood on my face, I'll put my blood in your fucking throat, dude. But this is it, man. LT ultimately wins. He walks over. And I don't know. It's like, he trained him. It's almost like he's killed his own son on a rock. Does that sound familiar to anybody?
Nah.
Well, so be it. We're back in British Columbia. LT's going through some letters that were sent to him by Aaron. He throws them in the fire. He steps outside to get some more firewood. And he watches a white wolf run free. God said to Abraham, "Kill me a son." Abe was like, "Wait, what?" God said, "Yeah, dude. Fucking running out of sons up here." Abe is like, kill my own son? God was like, "Yeah, dude, I did it." Abraham's like, "That's the next book, dude. You haven't done that yet." God was like, "Oh, shit. Spoilers, bro."
Wait, what?
Abraham said, "No worries." Smiley face.
407 years ago.
Gentlemen, The Hunted 2003, directed by the late, great William Friedkin.
So
and hit me.
So he got all those letters and just ignored them? This seems kind of fucked up.
He had the letters the whole time. Yeah.
Should have sent him to the VA, dude.
Well, the guy is like, "Hey, dude, I think I'm going crazy. Like, I'm
need some help here."
And the whole time, LT's just like, "Oh, fucking sweep that under the rug."
That wasn't his job. Was to train him. It wasn't to fix him. But he's paying the price. That's the story, right? Like he let it go.
I don't know how to read. I'll be honest. I don't know how to read. I'm dyslexic. Gentlemen, The Hunted from 2003, directed by the late great William Friedkin, was released March 14th of 2003. That weekend, you could also catch Agent Cody Banks.
Oh, I know where I was.
The remake of Willard. And Spun also came out in limited release that week.
What?
Spun. Drug movie.
Oh, goddamn.
I thought you mispronounced Spawn for a second.
Yeah. Nope, Spun. Our budget of $55 million. It had a box office, Jesus Christ, of just over $46 million.
So kids were buying tickets
Almost.
to Agent Cody Banks and then sneaking into Spun and really regretting that decision.
I think they were buying Agent Cody Banks and sneaking into Willard. Spun was a limited release, so I'm sure it wasn't on.
Nobody was sneaking into
screens.
Willard. They left the fucking doors open. Nobody was seeing Willard in the fucking theater.
You want to watch The Hunted? Yeah, you can go watch Willard afterwards for free. Tommy Lee Jones' character is based off of Tom Brown Jr. He is a survival expert, and like I said, he was a technical advisor on the film while filming. Mr. Del Toro did break his wrist while filming the fight with Tommy Lee Jones at the end. Supposedly Tommy Lee Jones did get $20 million for the role, the most ever that he got for a movie. We covered the sweeper, which means men were trying to kill him. Del Toro did annoy Friedkin with constant questions about his character's backstory And Friedkin was like, I don't know, dude. We're just going with the flow here. Tom Brown Jr.'s book is called Case Files of the Tracker. Supposedly, this is chapter 2 called Frankenstein, where this happened. He actually did track down one of the guys that he did train. But that is, debatable. That's all I got.
Actually, the movie was written for me.
And who are you?
Dan.
What?
It's movie royalty.
It's movie royalty?
Yeah.
That's not Tommy Lee Jones.
Let me take off my tactical shooting sunglasses.
Oh, do I see a ponytail?
Now you can see my squint.
You might not recognize him because he's put on a few LBs over the years.
It's all muscle.
Shit, that's Johnny Depp.
One few too many scarves.
Oh, Steven, how are you?
Namaste.
Sure.
We don't negotiate with terrorists on this podcast.
I do because peace is important.
You're literally a Russian citizen now, sir.
No.
I can't do this.
I had to go over there because I own the rights to The Hunted. It was based off my true story.
Are you here to pay respects to Mr. William Friedkin?
No. He can rot in hell.
Jesus. Oh my.
Because,
holy shit.
listen,
No.
some of you might know that my mortal enemy is Jean-Claude Van Damme. And he got to do a movie called Double Impact where he played 2 characters.
I thought it was the law, and obviously you're not above it.
And I'm going to mark your ass for death if you don't stop.
You can't come back. Here, come on. Bring it on, dude.
Fuck you. I'm out
You're
for
not.
justice.
You're not
and
coming
I'm hard,
to a.
and I'm
You're
hard
not coming
to
to
kill.
the U.S. of A. I got a fire down below that's saying you're not doing this.
The whole point of this bit was that I was going to play myself and play both roles because I'm the only man who could hunt myself.
I would kind of like to see that, honestly. I'm not going to lie.
I would like to see that.
And that's why I'm in Russia to do a shot-for-shot remake of The Hunted.
Well, you've been working on it a while, huh?
Well,
Yeah, this is 03.
I hired the
This is
film.
20 years ago.
I hired the film crew from Mute Witness, and we don't have any blood.
But you forgot to pay off the mob.
It all
dude.
got stolen. And
People ate it, dude.
It's
Fucking
got
full of
in it,
sugar.
bro. It's wartime right now, dude.
Listen, the whole flow of this got fucked up, but
Mhm.
that's life, and that is martial arts.
Martial law if you do come back to the United States.
I am a registered law enforcement officer.
Not anymore.
I drove a tank through a house.
Probably last week in Russia. Through the Ukraine people, I'm sure.
They know what they did.
No
shit, dude.
We support the Ukraine. Jesus Christ. Cut him off. Kron, do you got a way to get him out of here? Jesus.
Kind of want to hear a little bit more of this, dude.
I don't know. I don't think we should allow this.
see
We
where
don't
I was going.
negotiate with
Was that it
terrorists.
for research? Sorry, I took
dude,
a piss because I think
Jesus.
I knew everything you said.
Whoo! It got dark for a minute, but
Like
we're
cruising
back.
dark, or
Like Seagal dark. Oof.
oh, Seagal was here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
First
Fucking
time
asshole.
ever. I don't.
Piece of shit.
Hopefully
I think
doesn't come
I think he
back.
did a promo for us back in season 1.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he was my fucking sensei for a while too.
That's true. Good at the arts, but not in the arts.
Guys, is it time?
It's time.
Yeah, it's time to play Portland, Oregon's favorite game.
Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
I'm going a 3.0 for both of you.
I'm going to go 3.0 for Dan.
I'm going 3.0 for Kron Howard.
All right, guys, I'll go first. Hold your horses. I think I would ultimately be a 3.0 on this movie. I don't know, man. There's a lot to like. Like, you do get some nice knife fights. I don't know. Like, the ending, or not the ending, the beginning kind of bumps me a little bit. Like, I still can't figure out whether I like that scene or not, and if it feels separated from the rest of the movie. But I don't know. I don't want to say too much bad about this, because at the end of the day, I think French Connection was 71. This is 2003. That's what? Shit, how many years is that? 32. 32 years later, Friedkin is still obsessed with the chase, man. Like, that's what this movie is it's a chase in another form. It's, two guys on foot trying to get each other, and it's fucking entertaining. Like, it's a good movie. I don't know if it's like the best Friedkin. I don't know if it's the best chase movie. I don't know if it's the best action from the early 2000s, but it's not glaringly bad in any way besides the CGI shot of Tommy Lee Jones going down that river. So yeah, 3.0. It's a good movie. It's just not a great movie.
Beautiful category, gentlemen. I think we really were well-rounded here. Thank you, William Friedkin, for all the cinematic beauty that you have brought to us. I'm sure this won't be the last time you'll be featured here on 5 Day Rentals. I've watched this movie many times. I've always had an issue with Tommy Lee Jones's performance. I thought it was just kind of weird. Gets a little weird whenever he does meet up with his lady and his daughter there. I think the dialogue kind of suffers. I enjoy the introduction of the movie, how he goes to Kosovo and all that. But this time around, I think I really finally understood Tommy Lee Jones's performance and how fucking great it is in this movie, and how he's totally fucking selling every portion of that performance. And if I was getting paid $20 million too, I think I would fucking go balls to the wall as well. I've always been a 3.0 on this movie, but I think with this viewing, it's going up a 0.5. I'm at 3.5. This movie shoots blazing fast. It's entertaining as hell. The one-on-one fights between these two in the beginning and at the end is worth your price of admission, I think. So, yeah, 3.5 for me.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Kron. This is the reveal that matters. I am a 4.0. I am confident that is fair to this movie, because I've said it in the past, when you get something right and you set out to do something, if you get even remotely close to that, you're a 3. But this film has just some sweet touches that you don't see as dense in other movies. The hand-to-hand combat is incredible. The physicality from both of the main actors, is awesome. I've always loved Tommy Lee Jones in this movie. What I would like to call out is how left behind the female performers and female characters are in this movie. Abby is set up to be a tough FBI agent, and in the end, she's just left sort of mourning her partners. She she doesn't do anything in the movie. She serves no real purpose. I wonder if there's 25 minutes of this movie that was cut out that was revolving around her sort of trying to dig into LT, and maybe she tries to pull something out of him, and they figured, well, we can just reveal that by the letters at the end. The Irene situation, Dan, I agree with you. The dialogue's really clunky, but the character overall sort of left alone. Now, you can argue that this movie isn't about them. It's about these two, but it's like they're there just slightly more than just auxiliary characters. Could have been fleshed out a little bit more. But even at the beginning of the podcast, to Kron's point about the intro seeming out of place to you and maybe doing that in flashback, maybe my argument that flashback would fuck with the flow, maybe having more of the female characters in that story also fucked with the flow. So, and overall, I think the flow is a positive. Like you said, this movie is just a full-blown chase. There's so little investigation. There's just action, and it's fun, man. I will watch this movie again. 4.0.
All right, guys. The Hunted would have an average score from the three of us of 3.5. This thing would end up at number 34 on the big list. This would be right below Demons 2, right above Bushwick.
Right on. Kron. Dan scored a 0.5. And I believe you got the only one of the category that for sure puts you in the lead, right?
Hell yeah. At the end of Cat and Mouse, I would be leading the pack with a score of 1.5. Bones and Dan tied with a 1.0.
Guys, at the end of every category, we used to play Marry, Fuck, Kill. Not anymore. We play Eat, Fuck, Kill.
So is Eat Marry or is Fuck Marry? What is replacing Marry?
We no longer have a Marry, we have an Eat.
All right. Okay, so what's number one?
You decide.
Is number one eating or is number one fucking?
Well, so you were always putting marrying as number one?
Well, I guess Marry is like the one that I'm going to be with the longest.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm going to say fuck's number one. I remember my great fucks more than the food I've eaten.
That's why I like the idea of replacing it with Eat, Fuck, Kill. Like, it kind of switches it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you may not necessarily have to pick between one. But, Dan, this was your category. Would you like to go first or last?
Gentlemen, I'm eating Hannibal because you have to. I am fucking the Hunted. No, I'm fucking Mute Witness, and I'm going to kill the Hunted.
I think I'd be right there with Dan. Fuck Mute Witness, eat Hannibal, kill the Hunted, but I would kill it by dropping my knife in a really slick way and then stabbing upwards.
Upwards. Leg, lung.
I am going to be different. I think I'm going to fuck Mute Witness. I'm going to eat the Hunted. And I'm going to kill Hannibal.
In a pig pen.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to kill it with the knife that I used to quarter the Hunted so I can gain its sustenance. You want me to leave that fart in?
Yes.
Okay.
That was my fart, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see if it actually made the... Might just be on the Zoom track. See if it's if it makes it through compression.
Added it at the end.
Compression's going to bring it up.
Okay,
So.
cool.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Dan, let's get out of here, man. When we come back, Kron's got a category for us.
Folks, as always, if you're on Spotify or Apple, please rate and review the show. It helps us with the show. It helps us bring the show to more people. And we need world domination. Kron, Howard, and Bones, congratulations on 10,000 downloads.
I'm cutting
It's
that.
an
I don't want people to
accomplishment.
know that it took us that long to get to 10,000
We'll go.
downloads.
You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Letterboxd. Please do that. Letterboxd is where you can find all our list, all of the movies that we cover here on 5 Day Rentals, and all the links as well. But if you really want to fuck with us, join that Discord. There is a link on every new episode that's dropped of 5 Day Rentals on Wednesdays. But other than that, rest in peace, William Freakin.
Rest in peace, you fucking freak.
Hey, rest in power, William Freakin. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 5 Day Rentals podcast. This is the after shower segment, and it's the big one. It's the one where we reveal a new category. Cat and mouse is over. As dead as William Freakin. I will be revealing a new category tonight, but you're going to have to wait an extra week to hear it because our next upcoming episode after this one will be our long-awaited return to Paradise. It's a Thunder in Paradise. We're covering, 18 and 19. Is that right?
Yeah, brother.
And then we'll only have one more left after that. So thank Christ that series is winding down. Guys, are you ready to figure out what we're going to be watching after Thunder in Paradise?
I mean, it's our favorite part of the show, right?
It's the greatest.
So dumb, yeah, but
It's the greatest.
yeah.
Well, guys, I've got probably roughly, I would say 8 or so categories that I've mostly nailed down for season 2. And I'm looking at my list here, and I think there's just a perfect storm of, we had a lot of chatter in the Discord this week. If I mirror that with someone who showed up on the show tonight, I think it's the perfect opportunity to unveil this category, the big 3, but really not the 3 you want.
Yes.
This is action films. We're going to do one from the following actors: Steven Seagal, JCVD, Chuck Norris. I am selecting first. I don't care what anyone says. I'm picking Steven Seagal.
Okay, thank God.
And guys, we are going with a movie from 1994 called On Deadly Ground, starring and directed by Steven Seagal.
Michael Caine, Billy Bob Thornton, R. Lee Ermey. The hand slap game. What does it take to change the essence of a man? I need time. Forrest Walker, I think is his name, maybe? Forrest
I think
Green?
that's right.
Yeah.
I watched, maybe 20 minutes of this
Oh, man,
thing.
I've seen this movie 25 times.
Not sure which way you guys are going to go. I believe after me, Bones will pick. So pick your poison between JCVD and Chuck Norris when it gets to you.
Dan, I think I know the natural, what it should be, right?
You're probably going to want Chuck.
Who doesn't want a piece of prime Chuck?
I'm
you-
fine with
Would you
Jean-Claude.
rather do Chuck?
No, I'm fine with Jean-Claude.
That seems more natural to me. Okay.
Jean-Claude it is for me.
Okay. I'll take Chuck.
Guys, you can look. I'm not entirely sure if On Deadly Ground is streaming anywhere. I do have a regular DVD that I have ripped, so I will make this available in SD quality.
No
Thank you,
way.
Cron.
This deserves.
I don't know if
I
it's
think
out there.
that's how you should watch it.
These
Yeah.
neck breaks got to be seen in HD, dude.
I'm actually going to transfer it to a VHS tape and then upload that rip.
He uses a fucking Dr. Pepper bottle as a silencer.
It sounds like this is a 5-star banger for you.
What? Oh, this movie's trash, but it's fucking fun.
I kind of landed on this one just because of the directed by. I mean, you know
Yeah.
it's going to be unhinged, unfiltered Seagal.
Oh,
I've seen this, but it's been years.
This was it. This was his peak. I think he did maybe Under Siege 2 on Deadly or Dark Territory, written by Matt Reeves, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Did you get to the end, Kron?
No, I literally watched like 20 minutes of it.
Oh my
so.
god! What an okay. I'll shut the fuck up.
Let me actually pull this up real quick.
What I will say this, Kron, I do feel like we still have like at least one more category from this, right? Like there's still for sure another bank of guys.
I think
I don't want to say who I think they are.
I think we could keep going. There was one name. There was a name that I had on this list and swapped it out like 2 weeks ago. So
Okay.
I know for sure I could probably squeeze out another one.
No? Okay.
So I did buy a four film DVD collection that had On Deadly Ground, Out for Justice, Exit Wounds, and Hard to Kill.
One of those things is not like the others. And it's this one because he directed it.
Mm-hmm.
What's my name?
Damn.
DMX.
You can own this for $7 from Vudu in HD.
Is this what you would have gone with, Bones, if you had Steven Seagal?
This probably would have been a top contender because I think Under Siege would have maybe been unfair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't want to. I mean, I have seen Under Siege, but I didn't. Like, that's kind of like a real movie. I kind of wanted to pick something a little later in his filmography.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's him at the peak of his pool, and he's able to direct a just fucking psycho passion project. His name is Forrest Taft, by the way. I think what I was mixing up was something else, and maybe that's what it is. Yeah, there's still... I think there's maybe one other one that I would have gone... that would have been tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you made the perfect call, Kron.
Cool.
I'm very excited. Very, very excited. This will be a no notes. This will just be... I'll watch 3 times at work and recite the whole fucking thing while you're trying to do plot.
Well, I'll get this out to you guys tomorrow at some point, and then, I don't know, we'll have 2 weeks before we gotta cover this, but
Right
yeah.
on.
Thunder in Paradise next, and then after that, On Deadly Ground from 1994, directed by Steven Seagal. Is this his only directorial?
That I know of. That doesn't mean that he didn't fucking push his way into directing one of those shitty... Oh, this is his single directorial credit.
Hell yeah.
But, I mean, I'm sure he ghost directs a lot of his straight-to-DVD shit now, right?
Gotta be.
I'm just going to sit in a chair. Man, he's not going to show up next week. So I just want to make sure he's not going to... Right. We'll make this a private call so nobody can sneak in.
All right, guys, there you go. Next category, big 3, but really not the 3 you want.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Kron.
See you next week for Thunder in Paradise. Until then, crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.